I'm Steve, and welcome to the Mysteria Archive livestream. Right, just need to check that you can hear and see me first. So let me do a quick check. Live. Yes, stupid man looking down at an iPad. Okay, good. All right, so I think you can hear and see me okay. Right. Right. Well, now we've got Gizmo on, who's the moderator. So let's everyone be nice to each other, or Gizmo will sort you out. Thank you, Gizmo. So I wanted to theme today's live stream around Art Bell and his Coast to Coast AM radio show back in the 1990s. Now, I'm pretty sure anyone in the US will already know all about him, but for anyone that doesn't, he was basically a legendary late-night American radio host. And basically, he transformed talk radio by turning the bizarre, the paranormal, and the unexplained mainstream into mainstream entertainment. And you could say that he was the internet before even the internet existed. He was the creator, the original host of Coast to Coast AM, and his voice became the definitive soundtrack for millions of people. Night owls, late night truck drivers, insomniacs, you name it. Now, his show's theme music is also pretty iconic. I'd love to play it here, but I can't due to copyright. But if you want to check it out, it's called Chase by Giorgio Moroder. Now, Art Bell was also the master of atmosphere. He broadcast live from his home studio in the Nevada desert. And I think the great thing about Art Bell was he was non-judgmental. He rarely argued and treated every guest, no matter who they were, with politeness and curiosity. And he innovated radio open lines. So he ditched screened calls on certain nights and open phone lines to the public, completely unfiltered. Now, this led to legendary viral radio moments, such as the terrified Area 51 caller back in the late 90s. So basically, that's Art Bell in a nutshell. Now, sadly, he passed away in 2018. But you can listen to all of his radio shows on podcasts from Spotify, YouTube, and even Apple. And I'd highly recommend that you do. Now, sadly, I was never able to listen to Art in his prime back in the 1990s. But I did start grabbing some of his shows in the early 2000s on from what I remember, a crappy dial-up modem. And I think it was something like Real Audio software. Then I had to download it from wherever I could find it in the US. Now, some of you might know I've been ill all week, which is why there was no Friday video. But while I was resting, I've been able to re-listen to so many of his shows. I've got plenty of favourites, and I'll get to those later. But if you've got any favourites, put them in the comments and let's have a chat about them. Oh, and I finally got my YouTube Silver Award turned up a day or so ago. It's not going to stay there. I don't like that position at all. It's just there for today. It's a work in progress. I'll find somewhere better for it. So yeah, I just want to say thank you all again so much for all of the support you've given me over, the last year and a half. It's got us over the 100,000 subscriber milestone. And it's truly, truly, truly appreciated. Thank you. Right. Okay. Now let's start with some comments first. Oh yes, before I forget, type a capital Q at the start of your comment if it's something you want me to put on screen. Or you've actually got a question. So that would make it easier for me to spot on the little panel on the right-hand side. So thank you if you can do that. Right, I need to rearrange some screens here. Right, okay. I think we've got that screen there. We've got this screen here. Okay, good. I think we're good to go. All righty. All right, let's start with some comments then. Bear with me a second. Right. All right. Sorry, I'm laughing because Barry, you haven't given me the line this time. Barry normally gives me a line from Blackadder, but this time he spared me. So hello, Barry from Gateshead. Yes, yeah. It's still So if you're in the UK. It's still very hot. We still seem to be in this never-ending heat wave, and apparently it's getting even hotter next week. So We're not very good at taking the heat over here in the UK. So welcome, Barry. And hello, Belgium. Yes, I know that name. First, I didn't recognise his name, Art Bell. But now I vaguely recall an interview. I hope to learn more this evening. Well, listen. Yeah, so Art Bell captivated millions of Americans in the 1990s. His show is just amazing. Unfortunately, in Europe and the UK, we wouldn't have been able to get it. And I only I heard about it and I wanted to listen, but you know, you didn't have these streaming setups back in the day. And you didn't even really have anywhere to go if you weren't listening to it live. There was no catch up radio or anything like that. But then in the early 2000s, they started putting them on various different platforms in the US and you could download them. But you still only had dial-up speeds to download them. And then you also need special software. I think it was Real Audio from memory. But listen, Art Bell, so for all the channels that you may watch, mine included, anything like Y-Files or anything else, anything in this kind of niche, it came from Art Bell. He was for me, he was pretty much the original. So if you're not familiar with Art Bell and Coast to Coast AM, you probably are familiar with some of the stories because they've been retold so many times. And we will get to those later on. Anyway, I highly recommend it. Check him out, Art Bell, Coast to Coast, YouTube, Spotify, pretty much any of the socials. But honestly, it's really worth it. He's got one of the best voices I've ever heard as well. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's must listen to radio. We're a bit late to the game over the other side of the pond, but but it's never too late, is it really? All right. So welcome, Belgium. Okay. Kaleidoscopic Guy. Hello, everyone from Knoxville, Tennessee. Well, hello, Tennessee. Welcome back. I know that name. Ah, ha, ha, ha. America Away. Hello, and welcome. Glad to see you here. All right. Do a few more. Kevin Heads, North Yorkshire, UK. Hello, North Yorkshire. Is it hot up there as well? I think it's pretty much hot everywhere, isn't it? Although I did hear the UK was meant to be getting some rain, and it's usually when they say that, it's usually north. So I don't know. To be honest, I wish it was raining here right now. Gateshead. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I'm going to try not to do my usual failure of reading comments that are not to me, but to everyone else. Jay Ravenshaw, hello. I know that name. Art Bell was an amazing radio host that ran Coast to Coast AM here in the States. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's a legend. It's must listen to, right? If you like these kind of channels, you're missing out if you don't listen to Art Bell. Okay, let's see. All right, Barry Curley. I like the Art Bell show about shadow people. Yeah, well, that was okay. Well, he had a personal one, didn't he? He had actually a personal shadow people episode. Remote viewing. Oh, God, Ed Dames. Oh, yes. We'll get to that one. I'm going to bring that back up again. Yeah, these are some of the classics. Shadow People and Ed Dames. Yeah, remote viewing. He did about with a exorcist called. Oh yes, Malaski Martin. Yeah. That was another very well known one. There's so many. But to be honest, I think the thing that I just loved about it. I mean, he did more focused episodes, and you'd have somebody on like Malaski, and they'd do proper interviews and things like that. But I really liked it when he did the open lines, when he just had loads of people just calling in, just the public calling in, unfiltered, right? It's fantastic. It's really good. And you had people talking to each other. It was great. It was really, really good. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't think of any radio show at all that's ever been like that. You know, I mean, when did he finish? Because he left the Coast to Coast, and then he did Midnight in the Desert, didn't he? He did his own show again from his place in Nevada. But I think that was a bit short-lived. And then, of course, you know, sadly we lost him in 2018. But all right, let's see. Mike, hello, Mike. Got you loud and clear. Good. Well, great to see you, Mike. Glad you're here. Lee Newcomb, Bournemouth. I've actually remembered this time. My memory's so bad. Well, welcome, Lee. Kevin, it's all good here, Steve. Okay. What, good in terms of weather or just you can hear and see? Okay. Cool. Gizmo, loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, quite cool. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I will get better eventually. I keep saying that. This is about the 6th or 7th I've done, and I still end up doing the same blooming thing. Just rereading comments that aren't to me. Good morning from Washington. Why, Washington State? Well, that's an interesting place, isn't it? There's a lot of spooky stuff that goes on in Washington State. We will get to that. Well, good morning, Washington State. All right. What does Gizmo say? Congrats on... Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Gizmo. Yeah, it's... I mean, to be honest, it's a bit underwhelming. It's only a tiny little thing. But it does mean a lot to me. I know it's only a number. It doesn't really mean anything. Views really the only thing that counts. But it does mean something to me. And I wouldn't have got there without you guys. So I will never forget that. Thank you. Yes, I remember this name. Yes, North Dakota. Oh my good grief. Oh, 102 degrees. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I know it's very, very hot and much, much hotter than it is here. So yeah, my crying about the heat over the UK is just going to fall on deaf ears, isn't it? All right. But you probably got AC, haven't you? Alan Camp, who came up with the CERN idea of smashing particles into each other and almost at all the speed of light? Where did they get the money? Well, it's the whole world, Alan. It wasn't a single person or country or anything like that. It was the whole world. As I don't know, God knows how many countries. They all contribute towards CERN, and the people who work at CERN are also from all over the world. Now, I've looked something up. Now, on our last live stream, Thomas Fugue mentioned that he had heard it called the World Machine. I'd never heard it called that. Apparently, it turns out it's only really called the World Machine in Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, so German-speaking countries. But if you search for it, it is a term that is used against CERN, and it has a double meaning. The first meaning is the one I've just sort of mentioned, really. It's that pretty much every country in the world is involved. Most of the countries in the world contribute towards CERN, and all the people who work there are also from all over the world. That's one part of it. The other sort of double meaning, or the second meaning of the World Machine, is that that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to find out the secrets of the universe to help the world. So that's why it's called the World Machine. Okay. What we got here? No. Clap. Michael May. Hello, Michael May. Duncan. Hello, Duncan. Evening all. Yes. Good evening, Duncan. Okay. Thank you, Barry. I feel like I can't have a live stream now if you don't if you don't shout that one at me. I've explained it so many times. I'm not going to explain it again, but it's Blackadder and it's hilarious. Joan, hello, Joan, Kansas, USA. Yes, well, it's probably much hotter there than it is here, so you won't be having any sympathy for me in, what is it today? I think it's 28 degrees. 28 degrees today. Fahrenheit, yeah, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't know. But anyway, for us, it's hot. But Kansas, USA, yeah, I imagine it's much hotter. Well, welcome, Joan, welcome. Belgium. Belgium was a lot cooler. Oh, okay. Forecasts are giving tropical temperature. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we're getting as well. We're getting 30, 31, so it says, next week. I don't know. I've always thought I'm never going to bother with AC, but I don't know. I think after this year, I may have to invest in it. All right. Well, what does Gizmo say about Art Bell? Art Bell really liked Christopher Walken. He said he was perfect as an archangel gone bad in the film Prophecy. Yeah. Well, Christopher Walken's another legend, isn't he? I mean, no one has a voice like Christopher Walken. Cool. All right. What have we got? I used to host an Art Bell chat room. Oh, really? On America Online. AOL. Oh, I remember that. It was called The Grassy Knoll, and Art would visit. Oh, really? Wow. So, are you saying that you actually met him? Wow. Well, that's a claim to fame. Nice. All right. Duncan say Mel's Hole came from that. Absolutely. It's probably. I mean, it's arguably the most famous story, I would say, from Art Bell Coast to Coast. I'd say. I mean, probably people may disagree. There's some other ones as well, but it's definitely up there in the top three from Art Bell. We'll get on to Mel's Hole because it's really quite interesting. How cool did you get to? Yes, you were asking. Yeah. I'd love to know if you got to meet him. Yeah, that's really cool. Chris, hello, Chris. Evening all. Not in person, but in the chat room. Oh, okay, in the chat room. All right. Well, that's a lot closer than I ever got. Cool. Interesting little story. Our question: how much do you think Art Bell's showmanship affected, for good or bad, today's paranormal programming? I think it influenced a lot of people. I think it certainly had an effect. Let's bring that question back up again. I think it certainly had an effect on talk radio. He was a bit of a trailblazer, really, Art Bell. And it wasn't. It was all him, really. It was just his manner and the way he spoke to people, and just his characteristics. He was a great storyteller himself, but the thing about him is he allowed people to talk. He allowed people to tell them their story, and he wouldn't get all judgmental. He wouldn't just like jump in and sort of, oh, you said this, so now explain X, Y, Z. He wouldn't do that. He would let the whoever it was tell their story. Now, whether that story led them into their own trap, that was part of it. But I think it had an influence on a lot of people. If you speak to a lot of people in media, and certainly a lot of creators online, definitely I know for a fact that AJ from Y-Files was certainly influenced by Art Bell, and so are many others. But so were many others in media as well, because there wasn't anything like it. You can't. It depends how old you are, really. But if you're younger, you wouldn't really be able to imagine it. But back in the 90s, obviously there was no internet, there was no smartphones, there was no social media. It was just sort of text message boards and stuff like that, and that's how people chatted. But what he did, he put it onto radio, and allowed people to tell these fantastical tales that just gripped everyone. And I think it was the time that he did it as well. It was the right time, not just the time of day, but in the 90s, because in the 90s there was this like massive growing. They come out all these conspiracies from the governments, MK Ultra and all these other things that had happened, and there was just this massive distrust in establishment and government. And there was more and more and more UFO sightings, and all sorts of stuff was going on. So in those terms, it was really the right time to do it. But also, he did it from, so he's in Nevada, so he did it from Pacific time. So he started broadcasting at 10 p.m. local to him. But as I understand it, for most of America weren't really tuning in for them in their time zone until about 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. So it really was middle of the night, late night stuff. And that's why it gave so much pleasure to so many, because there's so many, workers who work all night, and they would just have some enthralling tale to listen to. And it was a long show as well. He did it for about, I think it's 4 hours usually, maybe sometimes 5 hours. So it's a long show. Yeah. So I think he was highly influential to a lot of people, and I think it had a big effect on certainly on talk radio, not just talk radio, talk shows as well. On television. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, great question. Good evening. Only found this channel last week, and I must say it's a gem. Well, DJ D10. Well, thank you very much. yeah, it's been going a year and a half, the channel, so it's not I guess it's not that old in terms of, you know, YouTube, but I put out a video every Friday. In fact, the first time I haven't was this Friday, but that was because I was just so ill. I just couldn't record. I couldn't go even a sentence without coughing and spluttering, and I just don't know. I did try, but it was I couldn't possibly use that. So I'm glad you found the channel, and I hope you enjoy the previous content. So what you will notice is if you go back about 20 videos, you'll see a slightly different style. But the style I'm doing now is the style I'm going to continue with going forward, which is more of me on camera rather than using a lot of AI generations. I think some people like them and some people didn't. But I just decided I'm going to ditch AIs totally if I can. I mean, to be honest, I only use AI. If you notice, the only time you'll see an AI image now is on transitions. And that'll be, so I'll do my talking section, and then I'll have a critical commentary piece. And I need to do a transition between those two. But if it's just talking head, you can't really transition very well. So I need some sort of image to be able to do a nice transition. And if I can get a real image, then great, and I will do that. And I do that when I can get a real image that works for what I'm actually saying at the time. But often I can't find a real image because, well, basically because of the subject matter, right? So a lot of this stuff, there are no images, no real images. So, you know. But anyway, that's the plan. Reduce or eliminate it. So anyway, welcome. Yes, Ghost to Coast. Yes. Yeah, Ghost to Coast on YouTube. Open, like, it's all on YouTube. You know, if you've got a, the way I've done it, I just type Art Bell and then the story I'm interested in. But I mean, if you go to Spotify, they've got a whole load of all the podcasts, and you can just you know, trail them all down. I mean, I don't know how many hours of viewing there is there. There must be years of viewing. What does Lee say? Lee says, yes, still warm here. Yeah, Bournemouth. Well, you're on the coast, so it's usually warmer down there anyway, isn't it? So, yeah. Gizmo, very windy in Yorkshire. I wish it was windy here, because then I could go blooming through draft. Hi, DJD. Yes, welcome. 102 degrees. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? So I'm reading some on the right without putting them up because you were just chatting to each other. Oh, who's this? This is a new name. I don't recognize this name. Wines and Spirits. 40 degrees C coming. No. Tell me that's not true. I haven't seen that. I mean, next week's forecast says 30 to 31, but not... all the US people are saying, oh, God, it's so true. All, the British only ever talk about the weather. It is a bit true. All right, let's move on. Flutterby, I finally made it to a live stream. Well, welcome. I had to set a timer and be under the weather. But oh, you're under the weather, right? Oh, well, okay, yeah. Well, I know how you feel because I was sick last week. I'm happy to make it. Well, we're happy you've made it too. Welcome. Duncan, what does Duncan say? I nearly would have worked at... Really? In 1999? Lucky escape. Wow, interesting. Well, you'd have had insider knowledge, Duncan. You nearly worked at... Well, some of you are new, so you won't necessarily know Duncan, but Duncan always comes up with these very technical questions that I can never answer, usually around physics. Is that what you're into? Are you a physicist, Duncan, or something in that area? Interesting. Hang on, we've got a question. Did Art Bell talk about Mothman? If he might have done, but if he did, I haven't seen or I haven't heard that episode. I haven't, but then again, there's so many that I haven't heard. But no, I haven't heard that one, but maybe somebody knows. Do a quick Google search. Did Art Bell talk about Mothman? And it will tell you straight away. Why is that something that interests you, Kevin? Mothman. Barry Kelly. I've never met Art Bell, but... Oh, Bill Murray! Oh, yes. Yeah. Peter Venkman, exactly, Ghostbusters, at the Glass House in Gateshead when he performed there and patted me on the back. I think my life beat then. Yeah, well, Bill Murray, yeah. I know, Bill Murray's fantastic, isn't he? What did I see him in? What was the first film I saw Bill Murray in? It wasn't Groundhog Day. It was, oh, crumbs. And it wasn't Ghostbusters. I saw him in something, I'm sure I saw him in something before that. It'll come to me in a minute. But he's been in a few films. Wasn't he? Was he in a film with Chevy Chase? Or am I mixing him up? Anyway, yeah, Bill Murray's great. Yeah, another claim to fame. Have I met anyone? I don't think I've met anyone, no. No one famous, no. I haven't met anyone famous. All right. What was going to say? Why wouldn't you want to work at CERN, Duncan? Well, let's not go off sidetracked again. That was last 2 weeks ago live stream, wasn't it, CERN? But very interesting. Bill Murray, iconic genius, yes. Yes, he is. Oh, here you go. Got a response from Duncan. I was going to do a physics PhD. Oh, wow, okay. Birmingham University, UK. Wow, okay. All right, so, all right. Well, you clearly do know a lot more about physics than I do, Duncan. Fast by. Really love the Chronicles also. Yes. Well, thank you. So Chronicles of the Drift is a second channel that I've got, but unfortunately, I haven't posted a video in about at least 4 weeks. I just haven't got the time. It's everything's going crazy at the moment. Work. So some of you may or may not know, but I've got a 9-to-5 job, so I don't do. YouTube is a hobby. It's not a full-time thing for me. So I've got a full-time job, and it's getting much busier. It's making more demands. Outside life, more demands are coming up. So I have less time to produce the videos. And I think I've told people before, it can take 15 to 20 hours to do a video. Might not look like it, but it does. And so, yeah, at the moment, I'm even struggling to get one done a week for Mysteria Archive. I'm very sad that I missed last week's, but I literally just couldn't get it out. But yeah, so Chronicles I'm struggling with Chronicles at the moment. I'm hoping things will relax a little bit and then I can get back on track. But at the moment, it's pretty hectic. But thank you. Okay. Yes. Yeah, Bill Murray's great. Nick G. Could you do an episode on all of the deaths related to the... No, I couldn't, Nick. It's not something I'm going anywhere near. I'm not. You notice I didn't even say that out loud. No, it's nothing that interests me, and I definitely won't be doing videos on that. There's a few subjects that I won't touch. That's definitely one of them. A lot of people won't go near that. Another one. There's a lot I'd like to do on Vatican. Can't get demonetized. What's the other one? Got the 2020 incident. Can't do anything on Vatican. And there's another one. What is it? I don't know. Can't remember. Anyway, there's a couple that I just can't really touch because there'd be no point. I couldn't say anything worth saying. There's just no point. What's this one? Never forget Wi-Fi. Any spoilers on your new uploads? Any spoilers on your new uploads? Do you mean what's coming? Well, the theme of this live stream is, you could say, is a spoiler for next week. I'll leave it at that. There will be also, there will be a CERN part 3. So I did a CERN time machine video, how many weeks ago now was it? Was it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that? And I did very well. And then a few weeks later, I did a CERN part 2, and that also was done very well. So I'm going to do a part 3, which will wrap that little mini series up. So that's sort of what's coming. But sometimes I change my mind, because sometimes something happens and I think, oh, well, that's in the news. Maybe I should do something like that. But all being true, that's what's coming. Fairy godmother. Hi, I'm in Scotland. Weather has turned much cooler, even a bit of rain. Well, I wish it was down here, to be honest. The garden could certainly do with the rain. It looks like a desert outside, and I just need to cool down. I'm too hot. All right. Michael May. My introduction in the UK to Art Bell was with the Nexus magazine. They talked about a guy called, yes, John Titor, who was a time traveller from a dystopian future, who built a time machine by, no, sort of, ish, no. So the John Titor thing, he never, so the person who claimed to be John Titor never appeared on Art Bell. In fact, the person who claimed to be John Titor was never interviewed at all, ever, anywhere. What happened was the person, and he didn't even claim to be John Titor at the time, but he sent Art Bell 2 faxes back in the day. And Art Bell read those out, and there was a discussion, and they had other people on that particular show talk about time travel, but not the person claiming to be John Titor himself. And in fact, on the faxes, they weren't signed. He just started it, Dear Art Bell, but he didn't actually sign it with any name. But what happened shortly after that was that the person claiming to be John Titor went on to the Coast to Coast BBS, the message boards, and you had to use a username on those, and that's when he started using the name John Titor. He had actually previously used the name time travel _0 on a previous message board. But anyway, that's what happened. Never interviewed, never spoke. 2 faxes sent to Art Bell. Then he went on to the message boards for Coast to Coast, and then started. And that's where the story came from there. And that is when he started using the name John Titor. But his story was that he was from 2036, and they had this problem in 2036 that required an IBM 5100 because they had some sort of mainframe collapse or something in 2036, and they needed some machine that could rebuild Unix code or rebuild their mainframe or something. And apparently the only machine that could do it was the IBM 5100. So he travelled back to 1975, so he said, to grab a IBM 5100. And in fact, they actually did later discover that the IBM 5100 did have this, I don't know if it's secret, but this hidden feature that could do that. Anyway, then his story was that he, before he went back to 2036, he stopped off in the year 2000 because, for personal reasons, he said, because he wanted to, I don't know, get some photographs and do a few things. And that's when he was on the message boards. And then I think he disappeared in 2001. But the thing is, this is pretty much debunked, this story. John Titor is almost certainly the brothers Larry and Maury Haber. Larry Haber owned a company, what was it called? John Titor something or other, something media company. And he was thought to be the brainchild, the storyteller. And Maury Haber, his brother, was a computer expert genius who knew all about computers. And that's where the technical expertise came from. So it's not absolutely confirmed that it was those two, but it's highly, highly likely that it was those two. So, yeah, that's basically the story in a nutshell for John Titor. In fact, actually, yeah, I've done a video on John Titor. If you look back a year or so ago in my videos, I have done a John Titor video. I mean, there are a lot of John Titor videos out there. He's sort of the, I don't know, what would you call him? Maybe the most famous time traveller. Although we can get onto that. We've got Madman Mike, if anyone remembers that from Art Bell. He was also allegedly a time traveller. Anyway, we'll get onto that in a bit. But yeah, that's sort of basically the story about John Titor and Art Bell. He didn't really figure that much on the show, just on the message boards. Oh, Caddyshack. Was that Bill Murray as well? I thought Caddyshack wasn't. That's Chevy Chase, isn't it? Or is it both of them? Oh, I don't know. My memory's so bad. All right. Let's have a look. Maybe somebody can look it up on Google. He talked about the Mothman a few times. Oh, okay. All right. There you go. That's how much I know. Because, I mean, there must be thousands and thousands of shows from Art Bell. And I haven't watched them all. I've only watched, I don't know, maybe about 100. So, apparently he has talked about the Mothman. So, I would just type that. Go into YouTube, type Art Bell Mothman. I'm sure you will find something. Stripes. Oh, yeah, Stripes. Another good one. Another good film. Duncan. Yes, a whole degree and MSI in physics and PhD. Oh, crikey. Oh, below. Wow, okay. We've got, maybe you should have Duncan the Brain. So, Duncan, you can do all my fact checking. If I say something, it's bollocks, you can just tell me it's rubbish. All righty. Boonaboyo, hello. Hail chat, hail to that. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I said it in the last live stream. It's definitely a monkey off my back. It's just a number. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean I'm getting any more views than I normally do. I just get the same amount of views, but still does mean something. Thank you all. Jay Revenshaw, you're probably thinking of Caddyshack. Oh, Caddyshack. Yeah, could be. Yeah, I've seen all these films, but I try to remember who was in it. What was it about? Caddyshack. Is that something to do with golf? I can't remember. DJ D10. He's a bit behind in the comments, but nobody here make him aware of that. Yeah. So what you're new, aren't you? So what you'll find, I'm always behind in the comments. I'm always behind DJ D10. I try to do better. I'm in the Isle of Man and it's been hot and dry. Yeah, Isle of Man, yes. Hot and dry. Excuse me. We need a hurry up button. Okay. All right. Let me hurry up then. It does look at the text alone feels like it takes a lot of work. And thinking behind is probably more. I'm supposed to do this on the side. Oh yes. Yeah, it does take a lot of work. And you've got to be committed. But when I started the channel, and because when you start a channel, you're not going to get many views. Well, for the few people, I mean, some people can go instantly viral from one or two videos, but that's not the case for the vast majority of people. Most people have to struggle along and fight for views, and it's tough when it's like that, because it still takes the same amount of effort back then than it does now. But back then, getting no views, and it was like, oh my God, is this worth it? But then I got a couple of hits, and that changed things. And yeah, so I've just persevered, and I've just get one out, do the best I can every week, try to get better. But yeah, it's a lot of work, especially when it ain't your full-time job. Is Rahel what Ra? What the Egyptian god? I don't think so. I'm not sure. DJ 10, you are now at 2%. Me, 2%. I've got a little indicator here, and it looks like I'm nearly at the bottom of the comments. Looks like I've nearly caught up. Kevin Heads, certain videos were great. Looking forward to 3. Okay. Hopefully you'll enjoy 3. Yeah. Hopefully enjoy 3. Okay, McFly, have no fear. Okay, McFly is here. You're a poet and you didn't even know it. Did it? Rain is good. Yes, rain is good. Just came back from the future. Okay. How was it? Jamie Shaw, he's linked behind the comments because he takes time to read through them all and ask questions. If you tried to keep up, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I try not to skip over anyone. If people are taking the time out of their lives to join this live stream, I don't like to miss miss your comments and put them on screen. I'm doing like I'm screening them on the right hand side here, so I'm not putting up the ones that obviously don't need to be put up, but I don't like to miss people's comments. Feels, I don't know, it feels wrong. Oh my God, he needed plutonium, okay, and a bolt of lightning. All right. I'm going to have to get the first. Right, I'm going to skip over these. I listened every weeknight. Oh, right. Okay. 10 to 1 a.m. Oh, so you must be. Are you in Nevada then? Because 10 o'clock was when he would start his show local time. So kiss the sky. Maybe you must be in that area then. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I would. That's amazing. I would have loved to have been able to listen to all of that live in the 90s. That would have been fantastic. Yeah. That would have been fantastic. I mean, I've talked about influences and why I started the channel before, and I've never mentioned Art Bell, but I think it might be, and maybe it's a subconscious thing, because I listened to loads and loads of them in the early 2000s. I don't know. Maybe, don't know, because it wasn't a visual thing. It was I was just listening. Maybe I just didn't think about it. But I'm sure subconsciously, Art Bell definitely had an influence. Clock radio. Okay, all right. I watched that video. It was excellent. Okay, yeah. See, and this is the other thing that happens. So if I start skipping messages, then I get a message like this, and I think, okay, what are they talking about? All right, Bill Murray was in Caddyshack. Okay, thank you, Gizmo. All right, so he was in Caddyshack. Okay. Sure, it wasn't the trouble with Bob. Sure, it wasn't the trouble with Bob Bill Murray. Bob Bill Murray? Okay. Happy to do that. Okay. Happy to do what? I can't remember. I'll tell you how bad my memory is. Like a blooming goldfish in a bowl. Do you have any hobbies besides making YouTube content? Well, I do, yes. So one of my big hobbies, what I love to do is motorcycling. We love going touring. We do that whenever we can. You'd have thought we'd have been doing it more recently, given the great weather in the UK. Problem is, if you've ever ridden a motorbike, you have to wear a lot of heavy duty stuff. Try doing that in this heat and it's unbearable. So we haven't been out on the motorbike recently. We were out on earlier in the year. And I've got a few other hobbies, not ones that are so easy to do, at the drop of a hat because of where we live in the UK. But I love snowboarding. So we go away and do snowboarding when we can. And other than that, we're just getting out of the house and just going for walks or hikes into the woods and things like that. And actually that in part, that's why I've got a lot of reduced time recently, because YouTube has taken up literally so much of my time for the last year and a half. So some things have slid a bit, and I can't continue letting it do that. So I'm gonna have to find a way to balance it. So yeah, I do have other hobbies, but it is very difficult to fit everything in. I mean, ideal would be go full time on YouTube, but that honestly at the moment is just a pipe dream. Everything unfortunately is about views, and you need the views. And it's not really the AdSense that you get from the views, it's sponsorship, right? So I can't get sponsored at the moment because my views are so erratic. One week I might get a hit, like the first CERN video got 300,000 views. Excellent, very good. The video after that got 7,000 views. So, and this is a pattern. If you look at the views on all of my videos, you'll see that same kind of pattern. And what you need is consistency. So to go full time, I'd have to be getting 40, 50,000 views every single video. And if I could get that, then I could get sponsored. And if I could get sponsored, then that opens the possibility to go in full time. But it all stems from the views. So if I can't get consistent views, consistently, decently high views, then it's a no-brainer. Right, there was a Ghostbusters question here, wasn't there? Ghostbusters, both Stripes and Caddyshack came before, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, love them. Dan Aykroyd is another one of my favourites. It's an awesome achievement to get that silver play button. Kudos to you, legend. Well, thank you, Bunny Boy. Yeah, it's a nothing thing really, but it's I don't know. It's like validation, Oh, and the other thing that was nice as well, which I didn't even realise. Yeah, okay, they give you this little plaque thing, but the other thing that they do is they do a full human manual review of your channel, and if you check out to their satisfaction, whatever that may be, they give you this little check mark next to your channel name, which we now have, which is also good because that's, I don't know, it's just like some sort of, just, I don't know, some sort of validation. It's, I don't know, it's nice. It's like getting, it's like when you're a kid at school, you get a gold star. It's nice. But yeah, thank you. Kiss the Sky, Ted Knight. Okay, all right. Rodney, of course. All right, yeah, I've lost the plot again. Okay, all right, I'm nearly at the bottom of the comments now. Gallium and aluminium release hydrogen and could potentially be a power source. Well, you better ask Duncan. I think, now that we know he's pretty handy in that area. Barry Kelly, if I went back in time for a computer, it would be an Amstrad CPC 464 with a green screen, and my time machine wouldn't be a DeLorean. It would be a Ford Capri. That sounds very similar story to me, Barry. I was sad to admit I did actually have a Ford Capri when I was very young. The 2% was a comment on letting you know where you are at the comment scrolling. Yes, okay, yeah, I was guessing that. But when I look at so I have a scroll bar when I'm on the comments, and it appears to be telling me that I'm almost up to date. Are you saying that I'm not? It's weird. Thank you, Boona Boy. Kim, yeah, Kim was hilarious, wasn't she? Kim had this, she wouldn't let it go, the bus trip where she was in two places at the same time or something. Yes, she was good value, wasn't she, Gizmo? Yeah. Well, maybe she joined later, I don't know. But it's a funny time, isn't it? A funny time of year. In the UK, this is the first weekend of the school holidays. So a lot of people will be on holiday. And I believe we're at the midpoint of summer vacation in the US. So maybe a lot of people are on holiday over there as well. I don't know. So, all right. Let's see. Question. If you could time travel, what year and where would you go first? I honestly, Jason, I don't think I would. I'm where I want to be. I'm not being trite, or I'm not trying to give you a silly answer. I have thought about this because, doing content on time travel and listening to people like Art Bell talk about time travel and other people. I don't think I would. If I could, I wouldn't. Is my honest answer. I wouldn't. So I'd press the button to stay right where I am. I don't have any regrets. All the decisions that I've made and everything that's happened in my life has led me to this point where I am now, and I wouldn't change that. And I don't want to go to the future. I'd rather live my future right now. I don't want to speed things up any faster than they already are. But interesting question. DJU10. Your channel is of the sort that I believe you will receive a sudden blast of subscribers. Well, that would be nice, which you deserve, and I hope it happens. But it will also change the nature of these live streams. Yeah, well, in my experience, That never happens. I've never seen it happen. So I follow lots of channels. Some are similar size to me. Some are maybe twice the size. And not one of those has ever seen an explosion in subscribers. And I've never seen it either. What does happen sometimes is that you have a single video that explodes and gets lots and lots and lots of subscribers. And that did happen about a year ago. It was the very first CERN video that I ever did. And it's, what is it now? It's got something like, I don't know, 730,000 views, which is, for a channel this size, and certainly for the channel the size it was back then, it's astronomical. And that got thousands and thousands of subscribers. But that isn't what you want, to be honest. You don't want that, because those people who you get this flood of subscribers, they've only subscribed because they like that one video, but they don't like your other content, right? And so what happens is you get this massive influx of subscribers who are only interested in that one video. They aren't going to watch your other videos because they're not interested in them. And then when you post new videos, YouTube sends it out to these subscribers and they don't watch it. And then that wrecks your video. So this, although it's nice to have a big influx of subscribers, it actually ends up hurting your channel. That's what I found. Really what you want is a nice, slow, steady increase in subscribers. You know, people who don't just subscribe to one video straight away. They've watched multiple videos and think, oh, okay, yes, I'm now happy to subscribe. That's what you want, because that means, yeah, they like your type of content, you know, not just a single video. But no, I don't think so. I don't think it works like that. I don't think we're suddenly going to rocket to 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers. I don't think so. But your other bit, you said it would change. It might change. What did you say? You said something about changing. Also change the nature of these. Well, it wouldn't for me. It wouldn't for me, because I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change my content. I wouldn't change the way I'm producing them. It would still be like this, and the live streams would still be like this. We've got Gizmo as a moderator. We can get some more moderators if we need to, and any nasty people that come on, we get them kicked off. But I intend to keep it the way it is now. And I wouldn't be, if the channel did suddenly start making loads of money, maybe I'd go full time, but I certainly wouldn't be employing anyone to do anything for me. I would still do it all myself. I'm absolutely not going to change that. So I don't think it would change anything, other than it might enable me to go full time. But interesting question. Thank you. All right. Unaboyo, what does he say? Motorbiking, snowboarding, hiking. Sounds like you could be James Bond there. Well, not really. The secret is safe with us, 007. Yeah, no, not quite. No, I haven't got the suave and sophistication of James Bond. Jason Walker, if you could time travel. Have you asked this question? No, hang on. There's you put pyramids in there. That wasn't in there before. Let me read it again. So if you could time travel, what year are you visiting and where would it be? I'd be curious to see the pyramids being built. Yeah, I guess that would be interesting. Pyramids being built. I mean, pyramids are a very fascinating subject. There's this new thing, isn't it? Well, I say new. Last year or two, they found those big shafts that go right down in the ground next to the Great Pyramid, and that's very curious. What is all that about? What's going on there? So that's quite interesting. Let's give me a say. Can you all be in the chat? Kindly hit the like button. Oh yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you. Do you know exactly? We can help with this and click like. Yes, thank you very much. All helps, and it really does. All engagement with the videos. I mean, I know I always say this. You know, comments, likes, sharing. Hype button, whatever, all of these things help. They really, really do, because that's one of the key things that YouTube looks for. Are people engaging with your video? And if they are, then they'll push it. But if there's no engagement, then they won't. and they start with your subscribers first. That's the thing. They send the video out to a small subset of your subscribers, and if it works on them, then they continue increasing it. But if it doesn't work on the first set, you're dead before you've even started. Gizmo, you've been having capris as well, have you? Did you, Barry? I've had 2 full capris in the past. Hey, well, we're all in the capri club then. The thorium fission cycle. Oh, here we go. Maybe a better future power source. I don't even know what that is, Duncan. Here we go again. You're going to have to explain that one. Jason Walker. Apologies if that question came up twice. Thought I'd removed it. Oh, no worries. We don't care. We don't worry about those sort of things, Jason. No worries. Personally, I don't believe. Just stick with it and it will explode. Advice. But in your case, I do. These videos are fascinating, and you being so bound to ground makes them perfect. Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to do from the beginning, is just sort of create a, well, what I was hoping to try and create a community, you know, a bit like we have now. I suppose I was a bit late to the party with live streams. I probably should have started doing live streams a long time ago. I've only really done, I don't know how many I've done now. I don't know, 5, 6, something like that. And I don't really, as you can tell, I don't really do them like other people who do live streams. So on other live streams, I watch people's live streams. They actually often they have a point, right? You know, it's almost like they're doing a video, but it just happens to be live. But I don't do it that way. I'm trying to engage with you and just trying to have a bit of a chat and a laugh, and, you know, just a community. That's what we're trying to do. I think that's one of the things that is difficult on YouTube. They don't really make it that easy to have a good community. Maybe they'll change that in the future. They are making lots of changes. But that is the point, really. It's meant to be, I don't know, meant to be a bit of fun, just like a place to hang out with mates, really. That was my idea. But we'll see. Okay. Do more Mandela effects content, Sagittarius being a black hole and Sagittarius being a Mandela effect for where the Earth was in use. I'm struggling to understand what you mean. Do more Mandela effect. I'll read it one more time, but I'm not sure I understand. Do more Mandela effects content, Sagittarius being a black hole and Sagittarius being a Mandela effect for where the Earth was in the universe. Well, Keck 7320, I'm not really following you. Sorry. Over in your first solution. I don't know, maybe just me just scrolling in a not a particularly orderly way. Gizmo. Well done for that. Yeah, thank you, Duncan. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Would be worth a video. Well, if that was related to what your previous comment was, I didn't understand it, Keck. I'm sorry. The CERN video. Oh, thank you. Part 3 coming out in a few weeks' time. The CERN video where I found the algorithm. Yeah, this is. I mean, obviously, I'm glad when videos do well, but one of the problems the channel has got is that historically, only CERN videos, Mandela effect videos, and reality glitch videos seem to do well, as in get really good views. When I do other videos that I'm really interested in, they don't seem to do well. And I don't want to be, what do you call it, a 3-trick pony? I don't want to be just the channel that does CERN, Mandela effect, and, you know, reality glitches. I want to cover other stuff as well, because there's lots of interesting stuff out there. But you're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You need to do some popular videos because you need views, and you need the channel to grow, as in you do need to, the subscriber base does need to go up. But at the same time, if you're getting those views from those types of videos, I generally sort of know, well, if I don't do a video on one of those 3 topics, these people won't watch the other videos, or the majority won't. So It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I've been struggling with it for at least a year. I haven't come up with a solution yet, but we'll keep going. The live streams would move really fast, but they can be slowed down as necessary. Can they? I don't know. What do you mean? Do you need me? Sorry, I can't speak. Do you mean I need to speak faster, or just need to scroll more, or do you mean just people can speed it up or something? I am a bit slow, Gizmo. I do take my time a bit. I mean, let me know if this is annoying. If I'm going just so slow that you can't stand it, please let me know, and I'll change. You seem a good genuine bloke. That's rare nowadays. Keep up the excellent work. Well, thank you, Ocean Stars. Yes, I remember your handle. Thank you very much. I try to be. That's the whole point of the channel, really. Binaboyo, if you need extra moderators, I'm available and somewhat level-headed too. Thank you, Binaboyo. Yeah, Duncan's also offered. Yeah, if Gizmo's not available, I will give you guys a shout. And the camp. I believe people's concern about CERN is knowing what happens when you split the atom, and here we are crashing particles into each other at nearly the speed of light. I think it gives people nightmares. Well, yeah, this is the thing. There's lots of things about CERN that gives people nightmares. You know, I'm not going to talk about it now because we covered it all in the last live stream. So watch that if you want a lot more information about it. But yes, CERN does give people a lot of nightmares. I really like the format you use here in the live stream. I look forward. Oh, great. Okay, nice. Well, good. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah. It is meant to be more of a chat. I mean, when I first started doing the live streams, I forgot that it's all text. I was almost expecting to hear voices come out and actually talk back to me. Maybe that's something they could do in the future. I don't know, because it seems a bit one way. I suppose I can control it, couldn't I? Because I could, you know, if you had the ability just to, like I'm clicking on people's messages now, if I click on it and then that allows a person to be heard, I think that would be much better. I'm sure they could do it. I don't know why they don't. It feels a bit more interactive that way, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, I'm losing the plot. Okay, so you like the format. Okay, good. Yeah, if people don't, let me know. You know, if I'm too slow, don't be shy. Let me know. Corbett, was that Corbett SC? They have an Art Bell radio channel on the Paranormal Radio app. Oh, really? Okay, where they rerun these old shows. Oh, great. Okay. Well, he's everywhere, really. I mean, I found that there's nothing I couldn't find on YouTube. But what would be nice, and I don't know if what you've just put up there does this, but it would be nice if you could find somewhere it's all like chronologically listed. That would be great, because I would like to be able to listen to stuff in the order of broadcast, rather than just having to try and find it in YouTube and work out, you know, what year it was supposed to be, and, you know. So maybe I'll check that out then. Okay. What's this? Flutterby. Okay, if this is a passion, then focus on your enjoyment of the experience. I'm also apologetic that I am part of the popularity problem. I, like you, am busy and I like to savour your offerings. You're apologetic you're part of the... I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you mean, but yes, I didn't start it because I thought I was, you know, going to become a big channel and make loads of money. That isn't why I started it. I did it just because I thought, why not? The worst that can happen is no one watches. Okay, so no one watches. And I was going to stop. I think it was like February, maybe. I think March, February of 2025, I was going to stop. But then we got a hit. It was a phantom time hypothesis. It was a big hit, and that gave me the encouragement to carry on. But yeah, no, I didn't do it because I thought it was going to make loads of money. I did it because I enjoyed doing it. I think that's what you got to do with you. I mean, unless you're, you know, you've already got an existing business and you're trying to, you know, flog stuff from your own business, that's something else. But if you're just doing stuff like me, I think you just got to do it because you enjoy doing it, not because, you know, you're expecting or thinking you're going to make loads of money, because 99.99 times out of 100, you won't. It is very tough to make it on YouTube these days. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I missed that message. There's a Mandela effect that Earth was originally... Oh, right. Is there? In Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a black hole. Is it connected? I don't know. I haven't heard that Mandela effect. No, I haven't heard that one at all. So I can't answer that because I don't know. I didn't even know Sagittarius was a black hole. In fact, is it? It's a constellation, isn't it? I don't know. We've got any people on who can who can give us the answer? Right. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Speaking of the Sagittarius. All right. Is a black hole. Okay. And that people's memories of Earth location changed. Oh, okay. I haven't heard anything about this one. I'd have to look into it. I mean, there is. I have done videos in the past about black holes. Well, supermassive black holes, whereby, in theoretically, it's not impossible that, in fact, the universe could be actually contained within a black hole, and we just don't know. And we're all heading towards a singularity, and when we get there, poof, we're gone. But theoretically, it's not completely impossible. But no, I don't know anything about that particular one. I would have to look into it. But I'm not sure. I mean, I quite like doing black hole ones. They were very interesting to me. But I did a black hole one not too long ago, and it didn't do very well. So I don't know. It's difficult to know sometimes whether they don't do well because my title and the thumbnail was crap, or whether people just aren't interested in that subject. It's hard to know. Because it could be that people would be interested in the video. It's just that the packaging, as in my title and thumbnail, just weren't good enough. So it could be that as well. I don't know. So it's difficult to know. Ocean Stars Part 3. Yes, it's on the way. A few weeks time. Not late to the live stream scene. You arrived exactly when you were meant to. As you probably know already, consistency is king. Keep it regular and you will get your gold button. Yeah, well, I was going to say it's 1 million miles away. It's 900,000 miles away. Yeah, we'll see. Well, yeah, I'm going to keep them. I was trying to do live streams every week, but I'm finding that to be almost impossible. So I think I have to be a bit more realistic and try and do it every 2 weeks. I think every 2 weeks I can do. The thing I struggle with is because people are in so many different time zones, and we do have a lot of US viewers, for them, it's quite early in the day. So for a lot of people in the US, it's, what time is it here? 11. So what is it? It's only sort of 5 p.m. or something like that. It's quite early on a Saturday evening, and people are either out at work or they're out shopping or just doing family stuff. So it's a tough one. But if I do it later, that's better. That's okay then for over the pond. But then for Europe, it's rubbish because are we going to stay up until 2 a.m. in the morning? I mean, it's really hard. I suppose, I don't know. I mean, if I was able to if I could do one a week, I could do one for the UK or Europe, UK and Europe, and then maybe do another one for the US and just, I don't know, stay up till 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the UK for the US. I don't know. I haven't come up with the solution. This is like the compromise time. 10 p.m. Saturday in the UK. That's 11 p.m. Europe. And that's, it's 4, 5 p.m., maybe even earlier for some people in the US. I haven't got a great solution for it. Let me know what you think. If you've got any better suggestions, please let me know. Jason Walker, which do you believe in more, aliens or a god? Well, so as probably a lot of you know, I'm not religious and I don't believe in God. Do I believe in aliens? Well, I probably have to say aliens only because the universe is so vast. I would find it just inconceivable that there isn't any life out there somewhere in the universe. But that's very different from saying that we'll actually meet aliens. I don't think we'll ever meet aliens, unless there was some sort of super race out there somewhere in the universe that was able to build a robot and upload their consciousness into some sort of AI robot-y thing, because that would be the only thing that could travel the distances. I suppose the only other possibility would be, what's the other possibility? Well, the other possibility it would be basically the whole premise of X-Files, right? So you know the premise of X-Files? Another great show. I love that. That was a 90s show, wasn't it? So the premise of X-Files was that the aliens were already here. They've been here for millions and millions of years, well before humans ever existed. And in fact, they sort of seeded humanity. And their original form was that black oil that you always saw. And then the grey aliens, they're one and the same, basically. The black oil is sort of the essence of the grey aliens. So you can think of the black oil as the software and the grey alien as the hardware, but they're the same being. But they were here before, right? So that would be the only other possibility, is if the aliens didn't have to travel here, they were already here and had been here for millions of years. So that's the only other possibility. So to answer your question, yeah, no, I don't believe in God. So I guess, it have to be aliens. All right, we did that one. Tombstone. Okay. DJ D10. I have suffered a similar problem with another channel of mine. Music mixes, so they can never be managed. Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't music? I got one viral mix that got 500,000 views. Very good, yeah. The next got 100, yeah. And well, yes, I feel your pain. It tends to happen. What I find now is if I do get a viral hit for this channel, and I class a viral hit for this channel as anything that gets 100,000 views, because that's massively outperforming the channel. So, all right, the channel's, technically 106,000 subscribers. But the payback in terms of views, you'd only really expect, even a good video to do about 20, or maybe a bit more than 20,000 views. So if you get a video that does 100,000 views, that's really outperforming a channel. But anyway, what I found is when that happens, the next week's video just does really badly. Yeah, I don't know why. I really don't know why. Maybe that video was just rubbish. I don't know. Maybe. Because you never like to think of, I never like to think of the videos I do, any of them, as being rubbish. But some are bound to be. Law of averages, aren't they? Some of the videos I do are bound to be not that great, And the thing I struggle with is, is the scroll stopper. You need something. So the thumbnail and that thumbnail title, it's got to stop the scroll. I'm not a designer, so I do my best. Sometimes I get lucky, and sometimes I don't. I don't know. But I don't think anyone's got a magic answer to it. I've given up looking at YouTube channels that say, "Oh yeah, do this and you'll get X number of views." It's all rubbish. I don't know. For me, it just seems luck. I don't know. Timeless nonsense. Oh, hang on. Bring that back. Timeless nonsense. Is that new? I don't think I've seen your handle before. The center of our galaxy has a black hole. Yes, it does. And perceived by the Earth. It's the constellation Sagittarius. I've never heard of any man. No, I haven't either. There's two black holes that have been pictured, isn't there? There's one at the center. I can't remember. I can never remember whether that's the really big one. I've got a feeling it isn't. I could be wrong. There's two that they've got pictures of, and one is at the center and one isn't. But one of them is massive, actually much bigger than the other one. But I can't remember which one's which. But yeah, no, I've never heard that about Mandela effect about that. Ocean stars, pace is okay. All right. So the pace is all right. Okay. Because my pace. So I'm always getting criticised in the videos about I'm reading too fast. I've tried to slow down, over the last year and a half. But I don't know. It's like sometimes you go too, you can go too slow and then people complain, or you go too fast and then you get complaints the other way. So I don't know, try to get the balance. Duncan, the pace of these live streams is okay. Good. All right. So a few people said so. Maybe we're getting the right pace then. Yeah. Because I'm not. I mean, we will talk about Art Bell, some of his more interesting stories. But I like to sort of have a chat with you guys and see what's going on. Seraphim Angel Wings. Okay, that's an interesting handle. Love your words, phrasing, and faster if it's your speed is fine. Always maintain within yourself. Others will learn to catch up and slow the video down themselves. Yeah, I know. But if you have to make people do stuff, that's another just one reason to click away, isn't it? So sometimes I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts are. So in the last year and a half, really, I've had less than a handful of people that have said they wish I didn't have the music on the videos. But this month, in July, and probably because we've had two hit videos, so that's generated obviously a lot more subscribers, a lot more views. I've had maybe 10 people say that they wish there was no music. So, like, generally I never hear that, but in this last month I've heard it about 10 times. So I'm interested to know your thoughts. Would you prefer it with no music, or would you prefer it with the music volume down a little bit, or is it fine as it is? For me, the music has always added something. It's quite different. If you might think you don't want the music, but when the music's not there, it definitely changes it quite a lot. Because when I'm this is a live stream. This is just chatting, so you didn't really want music on this. But when I'm doing the normal Friday videos, it's meant to be a story, right? So you're meant to try and get into the story. And I've always thought that the music adds something, but I don't know. It's just me. Be interested to know your thoughts, what you think. Many Mandela affected. Remember Earth and Sagittarius. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. I believe you, but it's not one that I've ever heard. With voices would be awkward with my thick accent. With voices would be awkward with my thick accent. With voices. All right, that's me. Sorry, I apologise. I just like a goldfish. I think if it's such a, we talked about that one again. Yeah, okay. Duncan, this is known. The solar system was in the Sagittarius arm over the Orion arm, as is now. Okay. All righty. Well, I'm going to go with Duncan on that. Bunaboyo, regarding pasting comments. There may be a point when you can't read every single comment out, so don't be worried if you miss the occasional comment. Yeah, well, I'm not reading them all out anyway, Bunaboyo, because I can see them on the top right. And if I can easily notice that somebody's just replying to somebody else, I don't bring it up on screen. Like I said before, I don't like skipping over people's comments. If they're giving up time to be here, then they deserve their space, don't they? They deserve their moment. DJG10. But that's what makes you good at this. You do it because you want to. Yeah, I am doing it because I want to. Yeah. Ocean Stars. Would you interview Brian Cox? I would, but I think there's zero chance of that ever happening, Ocean Stars. I'm a nobody. Brian Cox is not going to let me interview him. I'm not even sure I'm clever enough to ask him the right questions. I probably could come up with some interesting ones, but nothing he probably hasn't heard of before. But no, I'm not. I'm too small to be able to interview someone like Brian Cox. But I would like to. Gizmo, in the future, when there's lots of people in the chat and it moves very fast, the creator can adjust things so a poster can a poster can only post every 5. Right. That makes sense now, Gizmo. Because when I set up the live streams, I've seen something like that. I didn't really know what it was, so I just ignored it. Right, I see. Okay, so yes, because I think the way I've set it up, it's pretty much a free-for-all. There's hardly any rules here. That's why it's great the Gizmo's here, because if she spots any dodgy behaviour, then you'd be on the naughty step. But Yes, yes, I have seen that. So I could do that. But I think I mean, we've got 55 people, so I think we're okay, aren't we? I think that's, I mean, we don't tend to get that many people on. This is probably about, maybe sometimes it's a bit more, but not a lot more. I don't think that's too many. I mean, when I go on live streams, you know, for bigger channels, they have, I don't know, 200 or 300 people on, maybe more. That's probably a lot. Maybe they would need that kind of thing if you've got that many people on. But I think for us, I think we're okay. Sagittarius A is the supermassive black hole. Oh, okay. Oh, it is at the center, is it? Okay. Milky Way, located. Oh, at the center of the Milky Way, right? Okay. Located 26,000 light years from Earth, with a mass of about 4 million. Ooh, I missed that last bit. With the mass about 4 million suns. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, there you go. You heard it. Sagittarius is a region. They are not related. Okay. I think we've had enough Sagittarius. Oh, no more Sagittarius. Come on, let's move on. I'm moving on. Hang on. Moving on. Barry Kelly. Let's be serious now. Okay. Coming from the Blackadder quota. Who would... All right, well, we're not being serious. Okay, right, good. Get it back up. Who would win a fight? Starsky and Hutch or the professionals, Bodie and Doyle? And why is the correct answer Bodie and Doyle? Well, when I was growing up, my favourite show, or certainly one of my favourite shows, was Starsky and Hutch. But I would agree that if it was a fight, I'd put my money on Bodie and Doyle. Because let's face it, although at the time I wouldn't have thought so, they weren't like man's man, were they? Starsky and Hutch. I mean, for as much as I love that show, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Bodie and Doyle would win in a fight. Does anyone disagree? But notwithstanding that Starsky and Hutch was one of my favourite shows from childhood. All right, I'm going to skip over Sagittarius comments. Boona Boyo, you've probably answered this question before. Would you do stuff about cryptids, paranormal sort of? Yeah, I would. Yeah. I mean, what I try to do. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should stop doing this. So I think I've told everyone before. I use a tool called vidIQ, and it looks at my channel, looks at the videos that have done well, looks at other channels roughly my size, what videos they are doing that does well. Are there any outliers? Outliers means videos that channels my size have done that massively outperform themselves. And it gives me suggestions on things I can do. And I usually follow that, but I think I'm going to give that up because I don't think it's been working. So I'm not sure that I can try. I mean, it didn't tell me to do a CERN video. I did the CERN video because I realized that it happened to be that week that CERN was, going into long shutdown 3. But it didn't come up with any ideas to do that. And those are the videos that have done well. The one video it told me I should do this month was Operation Paperclip, and that got 7,000 views. So there you go. I don't know. I mean, but it doesn't always work. So I try to do videos that are, if it's something in the news that is getting a lot of attention, I'll try and do something on that. But I tried that not long ago with the missing scientists. And that video didn't do very well either, even though it was in the news and it was topical, And actually, what did I see? Even yesterday, I think I saw Neil deGrasse. He was saying what's happening to America's missing scientists. I don't know how well that video is doing now, but for his channel, which gets big views, that particular video at that time hadn't had that many views. So I don't know. Is it being suppressed? I don't know. Do they not want us to talk about it? I don't know. Midnight in Belgium, is it? Oh yes, it will be. Oh, it'll be 12:30 in Belgium now, I guess. I'd say post in a flow that makes sense to you. Okay, there are plenty of channels that I like that don't worry about content over quality. Okay, and I'm a slow reader as well. And I'm still here for whenever they upload in the future. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take that advice. Oh, come up. 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Thanks for the time shout out in the US. DJG10, some YouTubers constantly change the thumbnail and the title. Yeah, seems to work, but it's exactly what's wrong with the modern world. You have to work for the algorithm and adjust to his everything. Well, yes, that's the thing. Yeah, well, no one even well knows what the heck the algorithm wants these days anyway. But yes, I do that as well occasionally. But do you know what? I have never found it to work. Never. So when I do a video and it doesn't do very well, I will change the title a few days later, and I'll probably change the thumbnail. Maybe I'll just change one or the other. Sometimes I change both. And never once has that ever worked. As in, by changing the title to something that I think maybe is better, or changing the thumbnail to something I think maybe better, it has never generated more views. Not once. So I don't know. I don't have a magic answer. The more I do it, the more I'm convinced there is no magic trick to it. It's just flipping luck. Right. Timeless nonsense. Since you're in the UK, if you talk about paranormal or cryptids, I'd be interested to hear UK-specific tales like that. Yeah. Okay. I have done a few UK-specific ones. To be honest, I mean, I have to say the most interesting ones do seem to come from the US. But there are some interesting ones in the UK, which I have done. Not about cryptids, but other, renders from forest and stuff like that. Very Kelly, like the format as it is. Okay, very friendly, laid back and relaxed. Well done. Well, thank you, Barry. All right. Well, that's good to hear then. That's good to hear. Seraphim Angel Wings. Right. Noticed a lot tuning in, have such a big variety of as well. I seem to never see myself pick up way too much commentary through so much different energy of others shared collective. Yeah. So that's the trick, isn't it? Because everyone's the very diverse time zones. It's difficult to find a time that was going to work for everyone. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got a solution to it yet. Ontologically, God is 100% real and the explanation for existence of anything, everything. Okay. All right, well. You probably know what I think about that one, Duncan. Kevin Heads, Ton 618 is the biggest known black hole, 40 to 60 billion times bigger than our own sun. So anything is possible, I guess. Yeah, I think it's possible. And we know so little about black holes. I don't even know how we're going to learn more about them because, you can't go in. Well, you can go in, but that's it. You aren't going back out again. But they are fascinating. Do you think scientists will ever be able to create two bosons in one collision? It seems to be what everyone is talking about now. I don't know. Probably need, maybe Simon, maybe Duncan can answer that one. I know one of the things they're trying to look for is the Higgs singlet, and in part that's why they're doing the upgrade in this long shutdown, is to increase or get the magnets upgraded and increase the collisions that will help them try and search for the Higgs singlet. But I don't know about that question. Maybe Duncan's got an idea. I don't know. Mate, haven't you ever read the Bible? Cheers. Faith Lily. Yes, I have read the Bible because I was brought up Catholic, so I know all about it. But I don't know. What's your point? I don't know. It's a book, isn't it? Okay. Oh, Jason Ryan, Australia. I am glad that you're enjoying making your content. I enjoy watching and have enjoyed journeying along with the channel. Well, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure you're Australia, aren't you? So it must be morning on Sunday for you, I think. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining so early. Early riser. Boonaboyo, your videos are of a consistent good quality. Do you find it disheartening when one video gets a lot of views and the next one underperforms? Yes, I do. How do you stay motivated? Well, I think the thing is, you have to not treat every video that you do as like the next big one. All right, this one's going to be 100,000. It's going to get 200,000 views. If you think of it that way, then you're going to get demotivated extremely quickly. So I try not to think about it. So, in fact, I've never predicted anything to do well. If I ever think a video is going to do well, it doesn't. And a lot of the times, I think it's going to do really, really badly. It does really well. Which is weirdly, so the first CERN video I ever did, the one that's got 730,000 views, I almost didn't post it. I thought I really wasn't happy with it. I didn't want to post it. And I hated the thumbnail as well. But I was pushed for time in the end. I had no choice. I posted it, and look what happened. So I don't know. So I try not to think about it. Is it disheartening when you get an underperforming video? Yes, it is. But I just move on to the next one. I forget about them quite quickly because, by the time the video is posted on a Friday, I'm already rehearsing the next video. So the previous video sort of gone out of my mind, and the one I'm about to record is in my mind. So I sort of forget about them quite quickly. Yeah, it is disheartening, but you can't dwell on it, because if you did, you'd end up quitting. And that's the reason why people don't get some success on YouTube, is because they quit too early. That's the surest way of failure on YouTube, by quitting. You have to keep going, even when it looks like it's not doing anything. You have to keep going. All right, maybe if you've been doing it for 10 years and you're still getting 100 views on your videos, all right, maybe that is telling you something. But generally speaking, you need to keep going, because the channel is about to go get some traction, and then you quit. So don't quit. You've got to keep going. So I try not to think about it. Oh, hang on. Duncan. Oh, hang on. No, I'm missing some more. Hello. New to the live stream. Happy to be here, folks. Well, Timeless Nonsense, welcome. We're happy you're here too. Welcome, welcome. Duncan. Time does not exist. Wheeler, DeWitt. Yes. Well, that's the time problem, isn't it? So where basically time is an illusion. And actually, their equation wasn't that. I know that people have tried to work on it. It's not complete and it's extremely complicated. But in some way or in some part, it could go to help. The theory of everything is sort of my understanding on that one. I could be wrong. Yeah, we talked about this on the last live stream, and we basically all agreed. Well, at least me and Duncan agreed. String theory needs to just go away. Need to come up with something else. There isn't really a lot going, to be honest. Hit the fur babyish. Okay, that's interesting. Well, yes. Well, I'd appreciate it if you would hit the like button. Gizmo. I actually like the music in the background. As it is. Okay. Thank you, Gizmo. Thank you. Never forget the Wi-Fi. The background music is perfect. Oh, okay, good. Thank you. That's good to know. Music is fine. Thank you, Kevin. Don't change it. Okay. Great, thank you. Timeless Nonsense. I really enjoy the music. All right. It brought me in. Oh, wow. Okay, fantastic. Gentle background music is so nice. That sort of was the point, yeah. All right. Great, thank you. That was my feeling, because I'm sure that if everyone had hated it, I would have known long before now. Subtle music is good. All right, thanks, Boon Boy. Ocean stars, fine as music as it is. Yeah, okay, great, thank you. All right, all right. I will keep it as it is. What's out there with Steve? Okay, keep them as it is. I do miss the older style of it. Ah, okay. Excuse me. Oh, I thought the cough was gone. Still got a little bit of a cough. Do you mean when I was using the AI generations? Yeah, I guess that can only be what you mean, I think. I used to have like a lot of animations to start, as a hook. And then I'd have probably, it was like a 50-50 split, 50% AI generations and 50% me on screen. Whereas it's gone the other way now. Now it's, it's probably 80-20, something like that. Maybe even more. With me on screen rather than AI generations. But to be honest, I'm not going to go back to the AI. I'm not going to go back that way. I'm going to keep it more with me on screen for lots of reasons, really, especially the backlash on the AI. A lot of people just won't even bother watching the video if they see AI generations. So, yeah, I think I'm going to move away from that. I have moved away from it. Music is great as long as it is background and doesn't compete with the dark. Yes. Well, so I use the headphones and I listen to the me speaking and the level of the background music, and I try to make sure that it doesn't compete with the dialogue. So I think I've got it right, but let me know if you think the background music is still too high. I think the videos are fine just there. Okay, thanks, Chris. Okay. No music on the live stream, but background music is not a problem if it doesn't overwhelm. Okay. What on the videos, Friday videos? Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. I think I'm getting the message. Time is different technically within once you unlock enough within yourself, you feel your entire life force energy within our own angelic creator being not even in this time I've nearly got to the end of that one. In this time created matrix. Okay, that's a lot to take in. I think I'm going to move on. I don't think I can try to break that one down at this time. Time is not. I remember reading one of those comments about background music being too loud, and I thought, what are they talking about? The background music about? Oh well, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. More music. I don't like the music under the narrator unless there is something else on the screen. Like if there is music playing now, it means something has gone wrong. Well, yeah. Well, I don't use music to hide anything, but it sort of helps balance. To me, it helps balance the audio, balance the dialogue, my voice, Right, Mandela effect. Reversing since Fruit Loops. No, I haven't. Well, to me, it wouldn't make sense if they reversed. I mean, if CERN had caused Mandela effects, then when it turns off, they should just be in a stable state. And only when it turns on again, would they perhaps, start up again. But I don't know. No, I haven't heard that. Believe me, there are tons more people who enjoy all your videos as they are than those who post complaints. Just look at the ratio of those who complain. Yeah, okay. Mr. Mim. Hey. Yes, I recognise your handle. Yeah, I will do, thank you. Boy. What I have noticed, right, you're not telling me about Art Bell stories. Has anyone got an Art Bell story that they want to talk about? Because the theme is meant to be Art Bell. I think Duncan, was it Duncan? I think Duncan mentioned one, which was possibly, arguably, one of the most famous, which is Mel's Hole. But has anyone got any? Oh, no, somebody else did mention something. What was it? Ed Dames, that was it. Yes, the remote viewer. That was another sort of famous one. But if you've got any ones you'd like to talk about, put them in the comments. I'll talk about a couple in a minute that I like, some of my favourites. I respect your dedication to your audience's comments. All part of it. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, that's sort of what it's meant to be, the live stream, isn't it? It doesn't make sense to me just to make a talk at you like a video. I don't think that's. We want a bit more engagement, don't we? You never know. I think you two would produce a great interview. As your stars. Oh, what? Brian Cox. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not. Technically, I'm not on his level, obviously. All depends on time zones as well. Yeah, I know. And New Zealand, yeah, and then you've got New Zealand and Australia again, which makes it really tough to actually find a time. So that's why I sort of settled on a Saturday, because the next day is a Sunday, and most people don't work on a Sunday. That's not to say that some people don't work on a Sunday, and it's also not to say that some people don't have to get up and do stuff on a Sunday, because obviously they do. But that's sort of why I've done it on a Saturday. There'd be no point doing it on a Friday, because all the US are going to be at work still, or on the way home or something like that. So it's just Friday's no good. Yeah, Saturday seems to be the only day worth trying. Sorry, Saturday seems to be the only day worth actually trying. Hang on, was Belgium say Bodie and Doyle versus Boondock Saints? I don't know. What's Boondock Saints? That's a new one on me. Operation Gladio would be worth covering. Operation Gladio. Okay, I'll have to make a note of that one. I haven't heard of that, but I can take a look. Bring back Stargate. Stargate? What do you mean by that? Do you mean like Stargate SG-1? What, the TV series? It's quite good. It's a bit cheesy now, though. I saw an episode the other day. Yeah, it's a bit dated now, but I did like it back in the day. Or do you mean like the Stargate operation? You mean like remote viewing? What do you mean? Sorry from Angel Wings. Have a wonderful. Oh, I better get going. Wonderful sharing information. Okay. All right. We'll see you next time. Yes, take care. People saying goodbye. Missing scientist topic is really, I thought so. Maybe news is being suppressed right now. Well, yeah, maybe. You never know. I mean, it didn't get, wasn't demonetized or anything. But yeah, I don't know. You're never going to find out, really. I don't know. Interesting. Alan Camp. Watch Neil, talk about how many genders there were. I haven't listened to him since. Yeah, I don't generally listen to him. To be honest, the only time I usually watch him is when he's got people like Brian Cox on. Almost 10:30 a.m. Sunday morning here in New Zealand. Yeah. Yes, obviously early for you New Zealanders and Australians. Thank you for the stream. I'm hitting the site. Okay, DJ G10. Good night. All righty. We're at quarter to midnight here in the UK, but we've still got a reasonable number on. Stonehenge, okay. Binaboyo. Maybe time to ignore algorithms, trends, and follow the subjects that interest you most. There will be an audience for that. Yeah, okay. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Chasing trends will only lead to unhappiness, or that's what I found. Yeah, maybe, Binaboyo. Yeah, I don't know. I am starting to think that I'm not really seeing the success that this vidIQ thing is supposedly meant to give you. It's meant to give you better titles. It scores your titles and it scores your thumbnails, and but when it gives you good scores, so it says, oh yeah, this is a really strong title. It compares well, blah blah, and same with the thumbnail. I'm not actually seeing it perform. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. All right, Duncan. Gödel's ontological proof equals a formal version of ontological argument, but done in model logic with axioms. He wrote it in the 1940s, never published it. It was found when he died in 1978. Crikey, okay. That's... I probably have to go away and read up about that one, Duncan. I don't know much about it. All right. Question. Do you think we live in this... do I really honestly think we live in this simulation? No, I don't. Is it possible? Yes, I think it is possible. but I don't think we do. But is it possible? I believe so. Duncan, oh, here we go. A two-boson collision in particle physics usually refers to quantum interactions where force-carrying particles like photons, light, WZ bosons, or Higgs bosons interact or scatter off at high energy. Crikey. All right. That is not Art Bell. All right, that says a lot. Steve, I was raised Catholic and went to Catholic school, and they tried to beat the religion anatomy and beat you smart. It didn't work. Yeah, no, it didn't work. It didn't work on me either. Beat the religion out of me. Okay. Duncan, I invite you read my book, Atheism Debunked. Is that a joke? It's a very good joke. You've written a book. You've actually written a book, have you? So you're not joking. I invite you to read my book, Atheism Debunked. It sounds like a joke title, though, Duncan. Is it meant to be? All right. Well, okay. If you've written a book, I will check it out. I'm not likely to forget that title. All right. Okay. Wow. So glad you posted the video. Was meant to be. Which video? What, the CERN one? Okay. All right. When I nearly at the bottom. I'm still not seeing any Art Bell stuff come up. Hey man, new subscriber from Tacoma, WA. Is that Washington? 44 years old. Can you give us a quick rundown on your opinion on Rendlesham Forest? What makes it credible for you? What makes it credible? Well, yes. Not a lot makes it credible as well. I've done a video on it. Spangy? I did a video. When did I do that video? I think it was November last year. And what did I call it? I think I called it Britain's Roswell, I think. But I would watch that video. If you watch my videos, I don't say that I believe in most of it. In fact, I don't believe in most of it. But I try always to give. I find the stories really, really interesting, and I always try to give a balanced view. I don't do a Simon Whistler, as in just completely and outright debunk it. But I try to give a balanced view. So I try to sort of see how it could be believable, or could theoretically be believable, but also look at the reasons why it may not be. So, can we buy your book on Amazon? Oh yes, is it available on Amazon? Yeah, let us know. If you've got a link, send us a link. We'll bring it up. Well, I won't bring it up if you don't want me to. But if you want me to, send a link. Wheeler DeWitt theory has never been debunked. Yeah. No, I didn't say it had. I didn't say it had been debunked. Unless that was the... No, I'm pretty sure I didn't say it's been debunked. I think all I was saying is it's an equation which I don't believe is complete. And it's also very... From what I've read about it, it's very, very complicated. And what I also heard was it potentially could lead to the theory of everything. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that's what I read. So Duncan says, yes, search for it. Yes, so you can find it on Amazon. So if you want to find Duncan's book, Atheism Debunked, it is on Amazon, and you can search for it. Entropy exists. Time is just the direction we perceive it to move in. Just my thought. Okay. Come on. Let's get some Art Bell. All right, one more. Gravity is an emergent property of entropy, which is why it is always an attractive effect. Okay. All right. we're getting back to last live stream, aren't we? We're meant to be talking about Art Bell. Look, hang on, Art Bell. I see the name Art Bell. Art Bell. Oh, okay. Yeah, Art Bell has left the chat. All right. Well, he needs to come back. Have you a view on strangelets? They are allegedly a consequence of CERN. I don't, because I would have to look up what they are in the first place. Aurora Storm. Angels don't play this harp. Very funny. The Art Bell chats were good though. Yes, well, who is Art Bell? Who's saying that? Ocean Stars. You're not being serious, are you? Ocean Stars, where are you from? If you're from the US, then you should be ashamed of yourself. Or are you just having a laugh? Art Bell was a radio host in the 1990s. And he talked about all the weird and wonderful things, paranormal stuff, unexplained stuff, really just weird stuff, UFOs and everything. And he operated his coast-to-coast radio station from his little studio in his home in Nevada. And he was on air from 10 p.m. in Pacific time. And his show lasted about 4 or 5 hours. And he's an absolute legend. In the US, I'd be surprised if anyone hadn't heard of Art Bell. I mean, he's less well known in Europe and the UK because, you know, we couldn't get that radio station, obviously, because we're not in the US. But in the early 2000s, there were ways that you could actually start listening to Art Bell's shows, and obviously now it's easy. It's on all the podcasts, all the streaming platforms, you know, all the socials. So it's very easy to get his stuff. But yeah, I would urge you to have a listen to some of the podcasts that are available on Art Bell. Brilliant. Gizmo. What was the Art Bell one about Area 51 you mentioned? So that was, right, let's talk about it then. So there was, right, this all came, how do I start? So the radio shows used to work in this way, in that if you're going to have callers, you'd have the host, who's obviously going to talk to the caller, but then you'd have a team of people, or at least one person, and they'd be queuing up the callers on the phone, and they'd be screening the callers, you know, asking them questions, because what they don't want on national radio is someone to come on and be an absolute nutcase, swearing and all this sort of stuff. So they screen the calls to try and determine whether this caller is going to be somebody that you can actually put on the air, you know, live. But what Art Bell did was he had this concept of open lines, and they weren't screened at all. It was completely non-screened. Anyone could just ring in and just start chatting to Art Bell about whatever weird and wacky and wonderful story that they had to tell. And because he did that, it led to some really famous viral radio clips. And one of them was the Area 51 employee call. So now it was late 90s. I'm trying to remember what year it was. I think it was 1997. I could be wrong. I think it was 97. But anyway, it was late 90s. Anyway, so on one of these days where he did the Open Lines radio show, this caller called in, and they were absolutely in some sort of terrified panic state. They were, you could clearly hear in their voice, they were terrified. They were crying. In fact, it was so bad they were crying. And this caller was going on about how panicked they were, about they feared for their life. They'd worked at Area 51. They'd been found to, I don't know, be giving some secrets or something. And then all of a sudden, the whole radio station was shut down. Like a big blackout. All power was lost. But Art Bell, they had backup generators. So they were able to start the show back up again. And then after a few minutes, the show started back up again, and they started getting more calls from, you know, alleged Area 51 employees, not the same caller. And all these other callers said, yes, well, you're never going to hear from that person again. The implication being was that someone had already got to them and they were gone, you know. And that was what that particular call was all about. But it went viral because, I mean, I don't think it was fake. I don't know. I've heard it. This is one of the shows I listened to last week. Again, I'd heard it before, but I listened to it again last week. But they sound absolutely terrified, this person. You can hear it in their voice, and they're crying and everything. And then they had all these other people coming on talking about it, saying that, you know, you can't just ring up and talk about these things over a live radio show because they'll track you down and that'll be the end. So that's what that one was. Yeah, that was quite a famous one. But if you want to hear it, or just in YouTube, all you need to type is Art Bell Area 51 employee, something like that, and you'll find it. That's quite good. They're quite long, so you have to invest a bit of time. And sometimes on the YouTube, they're edited down, but a lot of his shows, you know, 4 hours long. But that's what that one was, Gizmo. Lee, yes, I'm working. Oh, really? Are you? Oh, crap. Oh, sorry. All right. Well, I'm going to wind it down. I won't go too long, but I'm looking at the numbers. We've got 69 people on. It's weird. It's going up. But so, I mean, are there any? I'm just going to scan down to see if anyone's talking about Art Bell. See if anyone's got a. Here, all right, then so Duncan's mentioned this one as well. Did you do an episode about Mel's Hole, or is that a Mandela effect I'm having? Yeah, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't done any videos that I'm aware of on anything that Art Bell's covered, although maybe I have, but not to my knowledge. But I haven't intentionally done any videos that I'm aware of on anything that Art Bell has talked about. I'm sure he has. He must have talked about some of the stuff I've talked about, but not specifically these kind of things. So Mel's Hole, no. But Mel's Hole probably was the most famous one, I think, from Art Bell. So I don't know if you know it, but it's this guy called Mel Waters. I believe he's from Washington. I think that's where he was. And the whole thing was that he had this big plot of land. So he lived out in the sticks. I think it's rural. But he had this huge hole, right, on his land. And he said that it was basically bottomless, right? There was no bottom to it. It just went on forever. And he said that everyone in his area, the people who lived in and around him, had just been using it as like a garbage place for years and years and years. You know, just bring their old crap, you know, fridges, old cars, just throw it down the hole, and it's gone, and it never, ever, ever filled up. Now, he said that he said he was a fisherman, or an ex-fisherman, ex-shark fisherman, I think he said. And what he did was he got a whole load of fishing line, right? So I think it was in like 5,000 feet of line at a go. Anyway, what he did was he put a lead weight, 1 pound lead weight on the end of this fishing line, and he put it down the hole to see how far it went. And I think the first time he did it, it didn't hit the bottom. And then he thought, well, hang on, maybe there's some water. So he brought the line back up again, and I think he put some lifesavers. Apparently it's an old fisherman's trick. That's what they used to do, apparently. And he put some lifesavers at the end of this fishing line. The idea being that if you could get it down far enough, if there was water, if the lifesavers hit the water, they would dissolve. So when he brought it back up again, they'd be gone, and he knows there's water down there. Anyway, he did this, and the lifesavers were fully intact. They weren't dissolved, so his reasoning was that there was no water. So anyway, he kept doing this, and what he kept doing was he kept putting this. So he reattached the 1 pound weight to the end of the fishing line, and he put the line down. And then what he kept doing was adding at the top of the hole, obviously, adding more reel to it, so more like 5,000 feet at a time. And he got it up to, he claimed, 80,000 feet of fishing line, which is something like 15 miles, if you can believe that. That was his claim. So his claim basically was that he's got a big hole on his property that is completely bottomless. Also, it's echoless. It doesn't produce an echo. So when you shout into it, there's no echo. And over time, he did a whole load of weird things. So there was... Now, this wasn't one of his stories. This was apparently one of his neighbour's stories, that his neighbour's dog had died, and they threw the dead dog, down the hole. But apparently a few days later, the neighbour said he saw his dog walking around as if nothing had happened, had the same collar, the same little silver badge thing on the collar that his dead dog had. But the dog didn't want to know him. But he swears blindly it was his dog. They'd been somehow magically resurrected. Anyway, that was his neighbour's story, not Mel Waters' story. So Mel said anyway. But then things started to get weirder and weirder. And he decided he was going to do an experiment, and he was going to lower a sheep down this hole. And so apparently that's what he did. He said he lowered this sheep down into the hole, and then retracted the sheep. But when he retracted the sheep was basically incinerated, like burnt to pieces. But there was this weird sort of entity living inside the sheep. And he called it a tumor seal. I think that's what he called it. And he said it looked at him, and it was like the most frightening thing he'd ever seen. He also subsequently claimed, because he claimed he had cancer, and he claimed that this tumor seal thing that was inside this burnt up sheep cured his cancer. So that was another claim he made. But then he claimed that the government basically came onto his property, cordoned the whole thing off, kicked him out, and paid him $3 million a year for the privilege. That was his next claim. And then he said he went to Australia. But then after a time, he came back from Australia. And apparently, so he says, when he got back to the US, he was instantly captured, kidnapped, and drugged by someone. He's obviously alleging the government. And when he woke up, everything had gone. He had no money. His bank account was cleared out, and all gone. So it was interesting. Each time he was talking about Bell, the story kept sort of escalating, which is similar to another story, another one of my favourites from Art Bell. But that's sort of Mel's Hole. It was never... well, they had investigators looking for this guy called Mel Waters, but no Mel Waters was ever found to own any property or even have a name in that area of Washington. So I don't know. It's really interesting. If you haven't heard the story, type Art Bell Mel's Hole in YouTube and have a listen, or Spotify or wherever. It's really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. And it came back as well. I think that was 97. But later, very early in 2001, he came back on the show and claimed that native Indians had found another hole, a very similar hole to Mel's Hole. And he was going to go off and start researching that hole. But yeah, I mean, it's... the claim of 80,000 feet, 15 miles. That's from what I've read, that's completely impossible. You couldn't have a hole that deep. It would just collapse in on itself that deep. So it's an interesting story. It's quite captivating, and it's told with such deadpan way. You would have no idea this guy was making the story up. So it's really worth listening to. A lot of channels have covered it. I know for sure Y-Files have covered it, I think. I'm sure they have. But that's where it came from. It came from Art Bell Coast to Coast. Mel Waters was his name. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. All right. Let's see. Has anyone got any other Art Bell stories they'd like to talk about? Aurora Storm. So has anyone ever discovered a UK equivalent of Art Bell? I don't think so. I don't think there is anyone equivalent. I'm not aware of anyone, to be honest. I mean, we didn't have any radio shows like that. We don't have any TV shows like that. No, I don't think so. I don't think there is, really. I think it's a bit of one of a kind, really. Perhaps there is a niche now for a UK Art Bell equivalent. I don't know, maybe. I think, I'm not sure. There's lots of laws now in place that perhaps weren't in place back then. I'm not sure. You've got to be careful what you say, haven't you, because of misinformation. So you know what YouTube is like. It's quite regulated, so you really can't. Well, you can sort of say what you like if you want to be completely demonetized. You can then, more or less. I mean, they can completely close your channel. So I suppose it depends what you say. But it's on what, national radio? I don't know. I don't know what the laws are these days, but there's probably, I'm sure there's something out there that would prevent an Art Bell type of show from performing now. Not English Aura, but Art Show, Coast to Coast AM, is on and hosted now by George Nouri. Not English Aura, but Art. What's that? I don't know that one. I'll have to have a look. I'm not aware of anything that comes close to Art Bell in the UK. Art really caught lightning. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did. And it was, I think it's from what I said before. It was a sign of the times in the 90s, just where everyone was, you know, just given governments and the conspiracies and everything else. And just Art Bell himself. Yeah. Yes, so I agree. Yeah, he did catch it in a bottle. Duncan says, no joke. No joke. Oh, you mean the title of your book? Okay. No, you're going to make me start coughing now. Okay, yep. Ocean Stars. Yes, the certain one you weren't sure about. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that one. You mean the first one I did? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it's for some reason, quite a lot of people like that one. I don't know. Like I say, I can never guess them right. Anyone excited for the Lego X-Files set? I didn't even know they were doing one. I like some of the Lego sets they do. I like the technical stuff they do is quite good. Yeah, Duncan says his book's on Amazon, so you can go and check it out. Thanks for reading my question. Cheers. No problem. That's what I try to do. I try to read everyone's thoughts and questions if I can. Any thoughts on what might happen once CERN is turned back on? Whoa, who knows? So it's turning back on in June 2030, isn't it? 2030, I think. So I don't know. It's going to have more collisions. It's going to be more powerful. I don't know. I'm sure we'll be doing a video on it turning on. I don't know. I mean, some people say, yeah, we're going to start having more Mandela effects. I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait and see. We'll wait and see. What's this one? Birdie find it coincidental that it will be switched on 2030, celebrating to the agenda 2030. Okay, I'm not sure on that. From the UK, but have had a few strokes, so maybe he got deleted from my memory file somehow. Okay. Oh, you're from the UK. All right. Now, you're from the UK. Yeah, so you're all is forgiven, Ocean Stars. Yeah, it's not necessarily something you should be aware of if you're from the UK. It didn't get the coverage and the media and everything that it did in the US. So anyway, he is well worth checking out. And if you like these kind of channels, you will definitely like Art Bell stuff. So yeah, just look him up on YouTube and you'll find loads of stuff. Congrats, Rich. Thank you. He did one with Ingo Swann as well about remote viewing alien bases on the moon. Yes. Yeah, well, Ingo Swann was... I did a video on Ingo Swann, actually. Ingo Swann's probably the most well-known, most famous remote viewer. And he did work with... I can't remember his name. Is it Ed Barnes? I can't remember. There's the other Art Bell famous show that was about remote viewing. Ed Dames. That's it. Ed Dames. Yeah. So Ed Dames did work with Ingo Swann. So I mean, Ed Dames is well, we'll have a quick talk about it now since we're talking about remote viewing and Ingo Swann. So another very famous show or topic that Art Bell did on Coast to Coast in the 90s was around Major Ed Dames and remote viewing. Ed Dames had been an intelligence officer, worked for the military, and had been involved in remote viewing, to basically spy on the Soviets, etc., etc. But he left the military and he started his own private organization. But he went a bit crazy, Ed Dames, and he was predicting all sorts of cataclysm and disaster for the world. So you remember this was mid-90s or early to mid-90s, and he was sort of predicting basically world famine and total collapse and disaster and solar flares, but before the end of the millennium, so before the year 2000. And obviously that didn't happen. But he was basically predicting wormwood. That's essentially what he was. And he was basically nicknamed Dr. Doom. It was widely debunked and derided. And to be honest, there's pretty much everything he's ever said has not come true or has been the exact opposite of what he was saying. The last thing he ever said was the safest place in the world to live was Ukraine. Right. So, yeah. Anyway, that's an interesting one. Ed Dames, remote viewing, Art Bell. And again, you listen to him and he sounds so convincing. But yeah, no, it pretty much got nothing ever right ever. So yeah, that's one worth looking out for. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Spanish. I think there are time travelers, and I believe in greys. Okay, and also the completely bonkers reality of human consciousness. Well, yeah, that's the big unknown, isn't it? We still don't know really much or anything about that. Creating reality. Creating reality through imagination and the power of belief. Yeah, exactly. Well, time travelers. Yeah, so. I mean, this is another big theme, and I'm pretty certain that Art Bell always said that time travel was one of his, if not his favourite topic, and he covered quite a few different things. We talked about John Titor. Oh, right, okay. I've just noticed the time. We're doing a little bit more, but not too much. We've still got 71 people on though, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. No, not 71. No, 50. I'm looking at the wrong number. I've got 54 people on. Okay. All right, we're going to start to wind it down, but there's a couple more I just wanted to talk about. So time travel. It's one of Art Bell's favourite things. We talked about John Titor, but it wasn't really on the Art Bell radio show. He got a couple of faxes from the guy who's purporting to be John Titor. But the big one, the big time travel story that Art Bell covered was, what is his name? That's it, Madman Markham. His name was Mike Markham. But Art Bell nicknamed him Madman, which he was okay with. He was in a friendly way. But Madman Markham was basically creating a Jacob's ladder, you know, like the wires with the sparks that spark up like that. And he was creating this in his house, in his place, in his backyard or something. And he was giving it more and more power. He started sort of experimenting with lasers to try and increase the power. And for whatever reason, he decided he was going to throw some things at this Jacob's ladder, and they started disappearing. So he'd throw like a wrench or something, or like a spanner into the Jacob's ladder as it was sparking, and it would just like disappear. And he was like puzzled and trying to work out what the heck was going on with that. Anyway, he started fixating on this thing, trying to get it more and more and more powerful. And what happened? Yes, he ended up, is it generators? He ended up stealing something. Was it transformers? Yeah, I think he stole a whole load of transformers to basically generate much more power into the Jacob's ladder, because he was getting fascinated with all these things he was throwing into it and just disappearing and wondering where the heck they'd gone. But anyway, he got caught. And went to jail, prison for not that long. I can't remember how long now, a few months or something. Anyway, when he got out, he kept at it. And it was basically, what year was it? It was something. It was something like mid-90s, 95 or 96 or something like that. And he'd been on the show a few times, that Bell. And then he just disappeared. Completely disappeared. No one saw or heard from him for another 2 years. I think he resurfaced something like 1997, late 1997. And his story was that he had transported himself 2 years into the future. That's why no one had seen him, because he'd gone 2 years ahead. So he'd time traveled 2 years into the future. And that was his story. So he never claimed he'd ever gone backwards in time, only forwards in time. The whole reason he started it was for a scam, because what he wanted to do was go forward in time to get the lottery numbers, then come back in time, and then obviously, play the lottery numbers and become rich. But that didn't happen. So that's another interesting story. Time traveler, Madman Markham. That's quite fun. When did I listen to? I think it was on Friday. I was listening to that one. That was quite an interesting one. So that's a good one. That's another time travel one, and he likes time travel. That's not the only time travel story he covers, but it's one of the more famous ones. All right, let's do a couple more comments. I'll do one more Art Bell, and then we'll start to wind it down. Stony Walls, what's your other channel that you read? So the other channel is called Chronicles of the Drift, and you can find, if you just go to Mysteria Archive main channel page, and if you look in my links, you'll see a link to get there. It's called Chronicles of the Drift, and yeah, that one is it's really just pure storytelling. It's similar but different. So yeah, give it a go, see what you think. I'd say that one, to be honest, both of them really, you don't actually need to watch it. You can just listen to it. I designed them that way so you wouldn't no one actually has to watch them. You can just listen to them. But yeah, anyway, that's what it is. Chronicles of the Drift. So check it out. Starting to ring a bell now. Very funny. Yes. Well, check him out. I think he's got a really great voice. He's got one of the best voice. Most people on radio will have a good voice because otherwise they wouldn't be on radio. But he has got a great voice, and he's definitely worth listening to. And if you're stuck for something to go to sleep with or something, definitely Art Bell, because some of his some of the ones you'll find on YouTube are like 3 or 4 hours long. So I suppose you've got the adverts, but yeah, which is a bit of a pain. But he's definitely got a voice you can relax to. Very good, very good. Sponge. And that's because the universe is bigger than we could ever imagine. It is a very big place. Anything that is possible exists out there, and the possibility of it is with us at the same time and somehow now contacting us. Well, maybe so. Maybe so. Ah, Mikey lad. Hello. I'm late to the party. Sorry. Going to start from the beginning. Nice to see the 100th. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. I don't like it in that position. It won't be staying there. I'll find a better spot for it somewhere. But thank you, Mikey lad. Good to have you here. Arbel has rejoined the chat. I've tried to steer him back on. Joanna Rowan, good evening, everyone. Same as Mikey. Came late to the party. I'll watch tomorrow from the beginning. Sending a good thoughts to all. Well, thank you, Joanna Rowan. Thank you. Good evening to you too. I click the right spot. Gizmo, wow, I'll search for Area 51 caller. Cheers. Yeah, it's a good one. It's quite eerie when you listen to it. But the more interesting bit is the conversations after that. So yeah, keep listening. Don't just stop the video or the audio after the caller goes. It's interesting. Linicum, they tried to debunk the Area 51 caller, but to this day, his voice was so convincing. So the question is, do you believe the call or not? Yeah, well, like I said, yes, I do. Well, I'm not saying he wasn't mad. Maybe he was mad, but I absolutely believe he believed it. That's for sure. Yeah, it's very realistic. So yeah, all I can say is, yes, I believe he believed it. But like I said to Gizmo, the interesting thing is the conversation after that call, when all the other callers start coming in, who also claim to be, Area 51 employees. That's the interesting bit. So, Joanna Rowan, AJ Wi-Fi's, yes, he did. Yes, he did. I saw that one myself. Bunaboyo. That could be the one I saw. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I've seen that one, but I don't. He might have mentioned Art Bell. I can't remember. He might have done. It was a long time ago when I saw it. Madman Markham always tickle my fancy. Yeah, he's quite good. He just felt like he wanted to blow himself out, that guy. Bell's Hole, also known as the Tyne Station from Yellowstone. I don't quite get that one. Maybe I'm just being a bit slow. Sorry. You make storytelling interesting. Oh, well, listen to Art Bell. He takes it up another level or two. Poor sheep. Yes, I know. Not great, was it? Poor sheep, indeed. Yeah, well, if it was true, that's the thing. I mean, it's pretty much no one really believes it. It's a great story, but yeah, I don't think so. Boonaboyo, gotta love Hecklefish and his lizard people. I think I saw that episode, but mine, yeah. Well, Wi-Fi's most definitely did a Mel's Hole video, no doubt about that. You're remembering now, okay. Really good. Yeah. Definitely. They definitely did it. Out here in Washington, we have an ape cat. What is an ape cat? Do you mean like a gorilla thing? Monkey? A monkey cat? It's Washington again. There's so many funny, weird things that go on in Washington. I keep seeing Washington come up with these weird things going on. I want to know about this ape cat. Tell us more about this ape cat. Duncan, what does Duncan say? Art Bell, the dog that predicted 9/11. Really? All right, I haven't seen that one. All right, I'll definitely have to look that one up. Art Bell, the dog that predicted 9/11. All right, I'm going to be checking that one out for bedtime listening tonight, Duncan. Thank you. That's what I mean. That's the kind of stuff you get on Art Bell. This is brilliant. There was a presenter on Talk Radio a few years back called Howard Hughes. Yes, really. I was going to say, but not the Howard Hughes, who did a show about the supernatural once a week. Okay. I haven't listened to it, but have you heard Art Bell's show? How does it compare? Alrighty. Into the Fog with Peter Lewis. It's a pretty good British YouTube channel. Into the Fog. Not Art Bell, but he does cover a lot of paranormal content. Yeah, but the thing that made Art Bell brilliant was that it was radio. You know, he had real public calls coming in, which you can't really do on YouTube. Well, you sort of can, I suppose, but not in the same way. Not in the same way. And it's just the way Art Bell was. His manner, the way he talked. Even when he wasn't talking, it's the way he listened. You could hear him listening. Right? You don't have to see anything to hear him listen. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you need to listen to some of the shows to get into it. Alrighty. The late James Whale did a few paranormal editions of his radio phone-in shows on TalkSport years ago. Wow. Okay. Oh, hello, stranger. We have a late arrival. Thomas Fugue. Late greetings to all. Well, hello, Thomas. I've mentioned this earlier, but you wouldn't have been here. So you mentioned about CERN being called the World Machine on the last live stream. And I had never heard it called that before, so I thought I'd look it up. And it is called the World Machine. So some people do call it the World Machine, but mainly only in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. So, you know, German-speaking countries. But not just that. It is talked about on the CERN site. And it's two meanings. And one of the meanings is the meaning that I gave you at the time, which is because most of the countries in the world are involved in CERN, pay for CERN, and most of the people who work for CERN are all from all the countries in the world. That's one reason. But the other meaning is that CERN is there really to look at the secrets of the universe to help the world itself. And that's the reason some people call it the World Machine. So you were right. Some people do call it that. Right. George Nuri is good. Okay, well, I'll have to check him out. I will have to check him out. All right. Timeless nonsense. I live in America and would regularly drive through Appalachia. I know a lot about creepy stuff here. Is there anything uniquely mysterious or creepy in the UK worth making a video about? Not as much as there is in the US, which is why I tend to mainly focus on the US stuff. There is some stuff. Yeah, there is stuff. I mean, I've done a few videos. Renders from Forest is one, which is a UFO story. But, you know, and there are mystical things going on in the UK. You've got Stonehenge and you've got other sites around. But I haven't really done anything on that. I don't know. Maybe I will. Thing is, the US is a gold mine for stories. There's an endless supply of really interesting stories. It's not that I won't do stuff on the UK. I will, but you know, my most successful videos are CERN. It's got nothing. It's not in America, is it? It's in France and Switzerland. So that's Europe, really. But I'm happy to do videos on pretty much anything. I'm from the US and I'm sick of living here. Are you? Well, I'm sick of living in the UK, so join the party. Timeless crop circles are all around the world, but but are there statistically more there? That could be interesting. Well, the thing is, I don't know, the crop circles. It all got debunked over here in the UK. It was these two guys down in the West Country that were making them. But that's just the UK. Those two guys can't have made all of the crop circles that come up all over the world. And the Ancient Aliens did a more, I mean, you know, everyone thinks of the Ancient Aliens. They did a slightly deeper dive on crop circles, in that there are man-made crop circles, as in the ones that the couple of guys down in the West Country in the UK did, and then the non-natural crop circles. And apparently there's a difference. I always forget her name, the lady investigative reporter they often have on Ancient Aliens. Oh, what's her name? I can see her face, but I can't remember her name. Anyway, she did a lot of work on crop circles, and she was convinced that they are not made by humans. They're not like, it's not like a fraud or a con or something, and pointed to the differences between the two different types of crop circles. Like, this one is clearly made by humans, this one is not. I haven't done one on crop circles. Don't know. I'm not massively interested enough in crop circles, really, to do one on it. I don't know. Maybe if there's enough interest, I would. The Holy Grail, the Knights Templar went well. Yeah, went after. Okay, yeah, I haven't done anything on the Knights Templar or anything like that. Illuminati, etc., etc. Not that I wouldn't. Maybe I would. Thomas, he is still our chill Steve. We all like that. He forgets time like we did when we listen to him. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah. I feel like a bit of a fraud doing these live streams. I'm not at all professional doing them. I try to treat them as just a chat, Somebody said, I can't remember, it was in the comments somewhere. They said they were looking forward to the live stream because it's like sitting around the campfire. And I really like that analogy, and that's sort of what I wanted the live streams to be, just a chat. Yeah, exactly, like sitting around the campfire. I can't remember who said it, but that was sort of what I wanted the live streams to be. Yes, Jeff, I listened to Howard Hughes when I could stay awake. My years in London. Okay, all right. Oh, it looks like I've got something else I need to check out now. All right, look, I think we're going to have to start winding it down soon because we've been on for quite some time, 2.5 hours. There was one other Art Bell, not show exactly, but topic that I wanted to talk about. It's another one of my favourite ones, and that one, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's the alien in the freezer, the alien burrito, as it got nicknamed at the time. This was another one that was back in the 90s on the Art Bell show. And there was this guy who came on the show who's called Dr. Jonathan Reed. And he said that, and this was Washington State. Washington again, you see. Something is going on there. So this is Washington State. He said he took his dog out for a walk in the woods. And something was agitating his dog. His dog got really alert and sort of aggressive and went for something that was small and dark in the bushes. He couldn't sort of make it out. And whatever this thing was, killed his dog. And in retaliation, Dr. Jonathan Reed picked up a branch and whacked this thing until it stopped moving. But then you'd have thought that would have been the end of it. He would have, run off, hightailed it, like you would have thought. But no. He actually dragged this thing out of the bushes and discovered that it was an alien, basically. And he wrapped it up in a blanket. So he said that when he went hiking with his dog, he always had a backpack on, and he always kept, like a survival blanket in his backpack, just in case. So anyway, he took that out, wrapped the alien up in that, and took it home. So he took it home, and then, so he got it back to his house, and he thought, what am I going to do with it? So he decided to put it in his chest freezer, in amongst the peas and the steaks that were in his chest freezer. And this blanket was a survival blanket, so it was like silver. So it's like silver foil. And so when he wrapped it up and stuck it in the freezer, and you got the peas and the burritos, the peas and the steaks there, that's why the nickname, the alien burrito, came out, because it basically looked like a burrito. This long, thin thing in a silver foil with peas and steaks next to it. So that's where the nickname alien burrito came from. But it gets stranger. So you think that would be the end of it, wouldn't you? So he's got this dead, presumably dead, alien in his freezer, in his kitchen. And a few days later, he hears a scream coming from the freezer. And he described it as a blood-curdling scream, something that froze him to the spot. Yeah, and he opened the freezer lid, and yes, lo and behold, the alien has now been resurrected. So it's now an alive alien. He's come back to life. So, it's all quite incredulous. Why the heck would you bring an alien back to your house in the first place, and then stick it in the freezer? But then it magically comes back to life. But that's not the end, because what also happened, so he said, was it wasn't the only thing that he picked up when he wrapped the alien in that survival blanket. It also had some weird bracelet thing that he put on his wrist, but that would go on your wrist. And he said that it was a teleportation bracelet. Now, the thing about all of this wasn't just a story. He took photos and he took videos of all of this. So there was all of this stuff out there in the mid to late 90s that people could actually see. So it wasn't just the story. He had this evidence to back it up. But he went a bit too far with the teleportation bracelet, because he actually shot a video. So he actually shot a video of him putting this bracelet on and teleporting. Now, he said he went to another dimension. So you didn't see him teleport to another part of the room or whatever. He went to another dimension and then came back again. But that's sort of where things started falling apart, because it got widely debunked. Oh, and the other thing is, he was saying that the government agents were after him. So he was now on the run, trying to hide from government agents because they wanted the alien back and the bracelet. So that's the other thing he added into this story. But anyway, when people get access to video, and you can still see the videos now. So if you search for it online, you can find the videos. You judge for yourself. Well, there's only one video, but it's pretty tragic. But it was all using just standard basic video editing techniques and using stock sounds that he got online. So the whole thing got completely debunked. And then they could never verify that he was even a doctor anyway. They could never verify where he went to, what institution he went to get his doctor. And also it turned out, eventually they found out that wasn't even his name. So A, he wasn't a doctor, and B, that wasn't even his name. I forget what his name was now, but that he was he was somebody else entirely. But the slight twist to the whole story, which came very late in the day, which does follow the escalation. If you see in this, everything escalates all the time. But the final twist in the whole story was what they called the double bluff conspiracy. And that was that the alien video that he did, they said that all of that was real, but government agents got to him and confiscated everything, and then just basically erased his wherever he got his doctorship from, and just basically trashed him and changed his name, and just to discredit him, so that they could get the alien back and the bracelet back, so that no one else could discover any of this. So there was a sort of a final sting in the tail to it all. But that was another famous Art Bell story, the alien in the freezer. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that one or listened to that one, but if not, check it out. Art Bell, alien in the freezer. You will find it on YouTube somewhere. Right. All right. So let's see how many people we got on. All right. So we're losing a few. We've got 48 people. We've been on quite a long time now, so we're going to wind it down. So I'm going to start motoring on through the chat. So if you do want to say anything, put a Q in, put a Q at the start of your comment, and I'll see it and we can pick it up. Too bad that we can't drop into Mel's hole. Well, I'm sure there's quite a few things or people that would like to drop into Mel's hole if it really existed. I believe Die Glocke was a time machine of some kind. Well, that was the claim, wasn't it? That was the claim. Have we got any new comments? Dystopian is a new modern. Maybe. Stony Walls. I need a new family of friends. Okay. I left 3 Magateers. The Devil's Mouthpiece for the Canadian Invasion, J.C. Webster. Oh, okay. Okay. I would be your friend. There you go. You got a friend. You got a friend. We're all friends on here. Boyle, new friends you can get. Yes. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's the point. That's the point of this live stream. That's what it's meant to be about. Chronicles on repeat is my preferred background for. Oh, really? Yeah. That's interesting you say that. I have heard that before. That was the idea with the Chronicles. They were meant to be longer, and the earlier ones were longer. The only reason they haven't been longer when I have done them is I've run out of time. I've honestly run out of time. They're meant to be. Well, the idea was they would be about 45 minutes to an hour long. That was the goal, and the earlier ones were. But I'm struggling for time to get them done. Funnily enough, the Chronicle ones take longer to do because they're a much longer script, and that takes a lot more extra work, and that's where most of the effort comes from. So yeah, they actually take longer. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get back on track, but I am struggling with Chronicles at the moment. Yeah, like I said, I haven't done one for about 4 weeks. Feel bad, but Mysteria Archive will always come first. So, but anyway, let's see what happens after the holiday season. So I think hopefully after August, when I get to September, I'm hoping things can get more back on track. Having a Jacob's Ladder in the 90s, you would never step into it. You'd be frightened. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Push it through, Stoney. Hang in there. Okay. Stony Wall. Yeah, you're my new friends. Yeah, exactly. That's what Mysteria Archive live streams are. They're friends sat around a campfire having a chat about weird stuff. That's what it is. Hey, Calvin. Hello there. Hey, Beastman. I'm here. Hey, Calvin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Say walls, not just friends. I see you all as family instead. Ah, that's a nice thing to say, Stoney. Well, welcome to the family. Ocean stars. Have a hot lemon and a honey drink. Rear your throat. What me? If you talk about me, I have been. Yes, I've been drinking a lot of lemon and honey drinks all week. But if not, then whoever needs to get that message, yes, drink it. Lemon and honey. It's good for your throat. It's good for everything. My favourite one is Art Bell on. Oh, really? Okay. I'm sure he did a good job on that. I haven't heard that one. Like I say, Thomas, Art Bell, obviously, he was going for so many years. He's done so many shows. I haven't heard anywhere near all of them. I think I've heard about maybe 100 or something like that. But I haven't heard the Operation Paperclip one. I'm interested in hearing that, obviously, because I did a video myself on it recently. So I will hunt that one down and have a listen. Thanks for the tip. Kind of off topic, but it doesn't already exist. A Discord group might be fun for MA. I had thought about that. So I do have Discord. So I've got Patreon, right? So I've got YouTube memberships, also have Patreon memberships. And on Patreon, it's really, really easy to link Discord server. We don't use it. I've only got about, I don't know, not many members on Patreon. Although there is a Discord server, we don't use it. But I do have the ability for Discord servers. We could. I mean, I tell you what, I'll send a post out to see what people on YouTube community, and to see what people's thoughts are on that. Because the thing about those, you need quite a few people on. If only 10 people are going to go on, it'll just die a death. You need quite a few people really interested in going on and contributing and chatting. But I can do that. But there needs to be enough. There needs to be enough interest in doing it. But I'll send a community post out to gauge interest on it. But all right, good suggestion. Nice, thanks for the. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I'd check it out. I do my best. Duncan's always throwing loads of things at me. I try to keep up with the things he throws at me, but it can be quite difficult. But I try to. When people say, you know, check this out, check that out, I do my best. Look at the Google Lights. That's an interesting story in New Zealand. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done much from New Zealand. I think I've only done one from Australia. That was the, oh gosh, what was that? The whatchamacallit man. Oh, memory failing again. Yeah, I did one. I think I've only done one story from Australia. But yeah, you're right. There are some great stories all over. Thomas, question. I read about Art Bell on confusing flight routes, but didn't found the record. Does anyone know about this? No, I don't know. I mean, you know, so Art Bell covered pretty much all the sensitive, dodgy topics. He had all sorts of people on his shows talk about all sorts of things. He had Bob Lazar on multiple times. And you could say, perhaps, that maybe some people would rather he didn't talk about all these things. Now, there's no suggestion of anything here, right? He died in 2018, but he died of an accidental overdose. And that was the official verdict. It was an accidental overdose. And the record said there was nothing to indicate that there'd been any foul play. So, yeah, no evidence. I'm just leaving that one out there with you. I won't go on any more about that. It's too dodgy a subject. All right, look, we are going to have to wind this down. Binaboyo. You are a pro religion, suave and highly sophisticated. I don't know, are you talking about me or somebody else? Must be talking about somebody else. These live streams are really fun. Sitting around the campfire. Yeah, that's exactly. That's what it's meant to be, Joanna. So yeah, great. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Glad you're enjoying them. Yes, campfire feeling aid it. Yeah, that was the idea. I can't remember who. Someone in the comments did that analogy. I'd like to thank them because I'm going to use it. I have used it, but I don't know who it was who said it. So if you said it, let me know. Or if you know who said it, please let me know. Thumbs up the video. Yes, please like, subscribe. All that good stuff. Timeless nonsense. It's like sitting around the campfire. Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, that's the feeling I was trying to get. Cheers in the US. I wish you all peace, wealth, health, and happiness. Well, we wish you the same. Thank you. Binaboyo. Doggo is love. Doggo is life. Protect the doggo. Yes, yeah. It's that's such a weird story in the freezer. It's worth check it out. It's a good one. It's one of Art Bell's more famous ones. Not as famous as Mel's Hole, I would say, but it's up there. Does anyone like the movie Jules? I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Gizmo gave a film choice the other time, Redo, but I still haven't been able to get a chance to watch it. Thank you, S. Bodyford. Okay. Duranaran. There is no scenario I can imagine where I would pick up a dead creature, bring it home, and put it in my freezer. Yes, that's insane. Well, yes. I wonder if he'd been foraging mushrooms for a while. Well, maybe. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was sort of debunked, so it basically made it up. Although, you know, there was that final twist at the end, it's the double bluff conspiracy. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think so, would you? I mean, if that did happen, I'd be out of there in 3 seconds flat. Wouldn't be rummaging around trying to pick up some dead alien thing that had just killed my dog. No chance. I prefer MHAT to the Wi-Fi ones. Oh, really? I've a great bunch of people here. Ocean Stars. I've never done. I've never watched. I've watched Wi-Fi's videos, although not for a long time. But I haven't watched any of their live streams, so I don't know I don't know what he does on the live streams. But you know, I mean, Y-Files they're like a big professional outfit. They're like they're serious. They're a proper company, you know. They've got people that have budget and can they've got people. They've got more than one person. So they're a big organization, aren't they? So they can afford to, you know, make it bigger and better. But I don't know, bigger and better, is bigger and better always bigger and better? I don't know. I quite like the cozy chat kind of feeling, really. Well, each to their own. What we got here? 45 Kevin. Never forget that E. Doc Smith, the author, was a doctor of home economics. Well, yeah. Home economics. Does it even count? I concur indeed. Okay, cool. You're all appreciated. One of the high points of the week is meeting up with all you guys. Thank you so much for hosting it, Steve. Yes, that's sort of the point. It's not about me. It's about you guys. So it's about getting together, just chatting together, and that's it. That's it. You've got it. That is the whole point. Shame you can't do them on analog and sell as merchandise. I'd buy them. Yeah. Norbert Carrasco. Okay, are you new? Are you new to the live streams? I don't recall the handle before. Well, hello. What's up with you? I'm glad you're here. Bunaboyo. Mysteria Archive merch would be... Oh, would it? Oh, why? Yeah, but what would I do? I mean, just I don't... It always seems a bit tacky to me. You see these... you know, channels doing merchandise, you know, a mug with the name on, or t-shirts and stuff like that. Does anyone really want that? I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of channels, but I wouldn't want to buy any of their merch, really. Don't know. I mean, I briefly thought about it, only because YouTube was always trying to get you to do stuff. And so it knows that you're not selling merch. So it tries to get you to sell merch. But I wouldn't want to do anything that would lose trust in the viewers that I've got, you know, you guys. And to me, trying to flog something tacky just feels wrong and not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I'd ever sell merch. I don't think so. Ocean Stars, yep, lemon juice and honey. Yes, yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I've had a lot of it. Yeah. Hot toddy. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, hot small toddy. But yeah, no, I have been. It has helped a lot. Have you seen the That's Not Human of North Carolina? No. That's not human. Have you seen the That's Not Human of the North Carolina 911 call? No, I haven't. Are we talking about Art Bell, or is this something else? I can Google it, I suppose. But no, it doesn't ring a bell. Gizmo. Yes, he already had COPD Art Bell too. Copped Art Bell too. Maybe you're talking to somebody else. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just too stupid to understand. Wonderful show. Hope there are many more. Ed Suttles. Well, hello, Ed. Welcome. Yes, the live streams, the original idea was to do them every week. I just can't fit it in. So I'm going to try and do them every 2 weeks. That's the goal, is every 2 weeks. Right. Now, all right, okay, we're nearly hitting 3 hours. All right, we really will have to call it time at that. Weirdly, we've still got 50 people on, though. Maybe it's because it's getting later in the US, and maybe that's allowing more US people to join. Yeah, I don't know. Although, as I said that, I just lost someone. Oh, well. Yeah, okay, well, we've got 5 minutes, and then will have to call time. It was Joanna who made the campfire. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. All right, Joanna. Oh, okay. Well, Joanna, great. Good analogy. I'm going to steal it, if you don't mind. Wi-Fi's not campfire material like me. Oh, okay. Good. Well, there you go. That's sort of what I was going for. I guess I was finding somebody had made reference earlier. Really. Oh, okay. Oh, so we still need to track him down. I don't know. It's like if it was on, because I have a horrible feeling it was on one of the CERN videos, and if it was on the first CERN video, there's thousands of comments I can't bear. I mean, I did my best to go through and comment as much as I possibly could, but when you get a video that does that many views and you've got like that many comments, I could spend 2 weeks trying to reply to all of them. It's just impossible. What's this? Ocean Stars. The Chronicles on DVD. Yeah, well, we're not there yet. Oops, put the orange shirt out as merch. I'll buy one. Auction. Well, no, that's it. So the last live stream, that was the last time you will ever see that orange t-shirt. That one's gone for good. Now, not saying there might not be a different orange shirt, but that one has been retired. He's gone to the t-shirt resting place in the sky. All right, yes. Let me get to the bottom. Thank you. I enjoyed the stream. Well, you're very, very welcome. I think I'm really at the stream. I think I'm nearly at the bottom of the comments. Fantastic. Ooh, orange t-shirts. You could do a competition to win a signed one. Is that too weird? Would you want a signed? Would you, if it, an orange t-shirt but ruined because I've scribbled on it? Honestly, it makes me cringe a bit with merch. I see it on other channels. Yeah, I do cringe a bit when they're trying to flog their stuff. I mean, it's different if you're a YouTube channel, but you have a business behind you, and the reason for your YouTube channel is because of your business behind you. Because then you may have some real things to sell. That's different. But I don't want to just like make stuff up. Just feels a bit cheap. So I mean, I won't say I'll never do it, but I cannot think of any good reason why I'd want to, or anything I would want to sell. But you know, sometimes things change. We'll see, but unlikely, I think. I'm only still here because I've got a second wind. Yes, Booner Boy. Well, my wind is about winded out, so I've got 3 minutes, and I'm gonna close the stream down because yeah, I'm the same time zone as you. And although it's Sunday, I have got to get up and do a whole load of stuff. Thomas, question, Steve, should I mail you that is not human video link? It's worth it. Scary as heck. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Email it to me, yeah. I'll check it out. Thanks, Thomas. I was just about to say I've reached the bottom of the comments, but then somebody put another comment in. Thank you for cheering me up. Great chat. Well, you're very welcome, Ocean Stars. We're glad you're here, and we're glad you enjoyed it. All right. This could be the last one. Thank you for the great live stream and all the work you do, Steve. It really lovely, interesting, and great. Night. Everyone's sending kisses to everyone. Oh, well, thank you very much, Joanna. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. Yeah, really good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Right, let's just get through these last couple of ones. Love the live stream tonight. You'll make it such fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one needs the naughty step. Exactly. Video title is Real 9/11 Audio. Dispatch call logs reveal Class A rake encounter in North Carolina. Okay. Is it on YouTube? Is it something I can find on YouTube, or I have to find it somewhere else? Because if it's on YouTube, I can find that quite easily. All right. Night, Ocean Stars. Sleep well. Night, Stony Walls. We love you all. We do. Yep. And Thomas. Thank you, Steve, for the live. Thank you for Gizmo. Great work. Yes, thanks, Gizmo, for moderating it again. All right. You know what? Peace for New Zealand. Yes, peace to you, New Zealand. Have a great day. I know it's your daytime now. All right, we're all saying night. Okay, good. Brilliant. Well, thank you all so much. I highly recommend that you check out Art Bell on any of the streaming platforms. It's well worth it. If you like this kind of content, you're going to love Art Bell's show. So please check him out. Have a great week. And next live stream, probably 2 weeks' time. And there will be a video with an Art Bell theme this coming Friday. All right, guys. Have a great week. Have a great night. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. And thank you all. I'll see you soon.